in rural marketing, Professor Dr. Rakesh Kumarji, the Professor Head of IFTM University, Muradabad. The invited speaker on this occasion, Dr. Pavnesh Singh Ji, the Professor Head and Dean of the Management Studies of Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, and another dignified invited speaker, Dr. Bhagwan Singh, the Professor Head of Department of Management Studies and Dean of the School of Management of Central University, Jharkhand, and the convener of the program, Professor Ganesh Pandey, Deputy Director of Indian Institute of Business Management, other dignitaries, faculty members and staff members of the Indian Institute of Business Management and Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute, and Dr. Senthil Kumar, the most vibrant and dynamic Secretary of the Computer Society of India, Kanchipuram chapter, who has also joined with us, along with several members from the Kanchipuram chapter, Aurangabad chapter of Maharashtra, and many other places. And the host of the today's webinar, Professor Rohit Kumar, the Assistant Professor of IIM, one of the very young and dynamic and energetic person. Honorable dignitaries from different institutes of the country and abroad, and many persons are like Sumant Banerjee and many persons from the University of Royal University of Bhutan also, and dearest and nearest student participants who have been connected with this one-day important national virtual conference on prospects and challenges in rural marketing. First of all, on behalf of myself and on behalf of the Indian Institute of Business Management and Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute, I extend my hearty welcome and sincere gratitude for the dignified presence of the great personality, Dr. Sanjay Singh Ji, the Honorable Director of Indian Institute of Management, Ranchi, as well as the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Symbiosis University of Applied Science, Dr. Sanjay Kumar Ji. Really, sir, your gracious presence on this occasion, particularly for delivering the inaugural address, as well as for presiding over the function, has really boosted us like anything, and rather this group of institutions feels proud and honored for your gracious presence. What the introduction to be given for Dr. Sanjay Singh Ji or Dr. Shailendra Kumar Ji, they are themselves are very dignified personality, and everybody knows regarding them. Their introductions are always available in the website and the internet also. But still then, a great personality and a great management thinker and experts are not only in the national stature or the international stature. Dr. Shailendra Singh Ji is the dignified Director of Indian Institute of Management, Ranchi, and prior to that, he is also the Professor of the Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow, for both near about 2 decades, and had been the associate professor there, and also having the wide varieties of experience gathered, and had been a very respected faculty member in the banking training institution also prior to that, and very noble scholar, and having the got the degrees from the Central University of Allahabad, and after that completing his PhD from the IIT Kanpur. So a dignified personality is today with us, and who will be inaugurating to this one-day virtual conference on prospects and challenges in rural marketing. A man of the international stature, a thinker, a writer and publisher, as well as a great academician and a researcher, who was having the credit of the publication of 5 number of books and more than 60 number of international papers in international stature, as well as having long and wide contribution to the field of research and other activities, and several times awarded by very prominent organizations, and having the great stature in association with the great personality and visionaries who are transforming this country into the dynamic action. Sir, we, on behalf of Computer Society of India, on behalf of the Indian Institute of Business Management, on behalf of Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute, and their management committee, and on my own behalf, we extend our hearty welcome, as well as we express our billions and millions of gratitude and thankfulness for your gracious presence today, and to deliver your welcome inaugural address and for opening of this webinar. In the same time, my closest brother and my beloved brother, Dr. Sanjay Kumarji, the dignified Vice Chancellor of the Symbiosis University of Applied Science at Indore, who had been associated with during this pandemic period in conducting several number of webinars in the range of the national webinars and international webinars, workshops and training programs and faculty development programs. And anytime when we have approached, he is always having a very positive signal and always having very kind enough to be present in our functions and the webinars, and grace the occasion in several times, grace the webinars and conferences and seminars in several times. And Dr. Sanjay Kumar, a personality who has started his career in Indian Defence Service and contributed significantly, and having the awards from for his great contribution in the Indian Defence Services, and for getting the awards from the President, the Honorable the late Pranab Mukherjee, and many places. And after that, having the dignified awards received from the Indian Army, he is also an equally inclined academician of the stature, national and international stature, having the PhD degree in two fields, engineering as well as management, and having the several number of discoveries and the research into his patent. I am very much thrilled and glad to welcome Dr. Sanjay Kumarji, to whom I always treat one of my beloved and closest brother, and we have worked on several occasions in the different conferences and seminars of the Computer Society of India, and the Computer Society of India is always looking forward for his great contribution in this regard. The details of the biography of the two honorable dignitaries will be read by the host of the functions, where their deliberation time will come. But time being, just giving this brief note about both the dignitaries, Dr. Shailendra Kumarji and Dr. Sanjay Kumarji, I once again, on behalf of the Indian Institute of Business Management and Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute and their management committee, extend the hearty welcome for their gracious presence and for their kind consent to present their deliberation at the inaugural deliberations as well as the presidential address in this great virtual conference. I'm also equally thankful and grateful to all the three dignitaries and the great speakers, and having the academic stature, not only in the field of national area status but to international status, having the publications in many of the national and international conferences. He is Dr. Rakesh Kumar and Dr. Pavnesh Singh and Dr. Bhagwan Singh ji, and they became kind enough to also deliver make their presentation and deliver the keynote address and the invited address in the field of the scope and opportunities in the rural markets, as well as the challenge and threats are being posed in the rural marketing. They are the authorities in this field. I think our participants will be definitely much benefited, and after the end of this webinar, their mind will be with the full of content so far as the prospects and challenges in the rural marketing is concerned. But my dear friends, let me tell about this IIM Indian Institute of Business Management and Dr. Zakir Hussain group of institutions who is organizing this webinar. And the institution got established in 1979, having the academic excellence and credit of 42 years, just continuing with the 42 years of the excellence in the delivering the education in the field of professional and vocational area, that to comprising the postgraduate diploma in management as equivalent to MBA, as well as the 3-year diploma in hotel management and catering technology, as well as the computer science in the range of BCA and MCA, as well as BBA and paramedical courses, as the journalism and mass communication, and varieties of courses we are imparting. Apart from that, this group is having the Pan India presentation along with the establishment two different universities at the northeast part of the country. Being one of the functionaries of this group, being one of the member of the board of governor, feel myself proud in welcoming all the dignitaries to this webinar and to this national virtual conference. My dear friends, let me tell you, the Indian Institute of Business Management during the pandemic period has organized 32 numbers of national and international virtual conferences and seminars for the benefits of the students of this particular institute, as well as the students and teaching communities from different parts of the country, as well as from the abroad. Under the Computer Society of India platform, we have been successful in conducting more than 500 number of webinars, seminars, and workshops, as well as in virtual mode, along with the faculty development program sponsored by All India Council for Technical Education and the UGC, as well as the short-term training program. And we do have a target to complete the number of webinars and the virtual seminars and conferences to up to 1,000 during the completion of this year. We pray to the God, let God may help us to achieve this target. And the thing is that, but organizing this particular conference and this virtual conference on rural marketing, because previously, as Dr. Sanjay Kumar ji knows, that we have conducted near hundreds of the activities in the field of computer science and information technology. That is why now we have thought, under the aegis of the Indian Institute of Business Management, we should conduct this series of activities to cater the needs and demands of the updation of the knowledges of the students who have been associated with the field of management and the field of business management, as well as the allied fields. That is why in the first of this series, we have organized that this webinar, prospects and challenges in rural marketing, and we are having a series this next Saturday. We are going to have another national virtual conference, and that will be human resources planning for the next decade, because that has been organized, viewing the changes in the business and industry by the introduction of Industry 4.0, as well as the big data, business analytics, and cloud computing, which is going to have a very big impact in the field of business and industry. We have organized that webinar and virtual conference also. What will the structure and natures of the manpower requirement in the next decade to tackle these challenges, to address these challenges? And next week, we are having also another webinar, virtual conference, that is the emerging demand of the financial planning for the growth of business and industry. So these are some of the initiatives that we have taken for this month, and we will be planning the calendar for the next month also. My dear friends, as you know, keeping this rural marketing, the importance is that because the rural marketing today, the rural marketing plays a vital and significant role for the national economy, because as everybody knows, the 69% of the population out of 1.3 billion of the population of the country living in the rural area, living to the 31% of the population in the urban area. As the Rashtrapita Mahatma Gandhi has told, the real soul of the India epitomizes in the rural community, in the rural areas. India is a country of the villages, and it is having more than 660,000 villages there. And when we talk of the rural marketing doesn't mean that it is creation of the business opportunities, how the products of the rural that is being created from the rural areas that can be sold in the urban areas, as well as how the urban area product can be floated to the rural area and due to with the effective marketing channel, and that should be penetrated in the rural market. Many people till today might have the understanding, when we talk of the rural marketing, they might be understanding that it's only it's only concerned with the business marketing, now agri marketing. But that is not the thing. Is that means that is the rural to urban and urban to rural product flow for the marketing and the selling purposes, as well as the rural agricultural inputs marketing, that is like pesticide, like seeds, like fertilizers, as well as many of the unorganized sector which marketings are there is being treated as the rural marketing, the unorganized marketing sectors. So bringing all these points into the focus, today we have organized this great national virtual conference where the learned speakers will be focusing upon and addressing upon. And what we understand, by the NABARD classification. NABARD tells that where the number of populations is less than 10,000 in a particular location, that is treated as the rural area. That can be treated, and marketing penetrated in that area can be treated as the rural marketing. And what the electronics electronic gents tell, apart from the metropolitan cities, other places where the marketing activity taking place, that has been considered as the rural marketing. And what are the leading business groups tell? The leading business groups tell where the number of population is less than 1,000 and where the commercial sectors have been established for the people to serve their demands and catering their needs, less than 1,000 people where they are living, that is known as the rural marketing area. But what is the structure of the nature of the rural marketing till today? It is going to be impacted in a very big way by the introduction of the internet and as well as the websites and the web management. Because today we are flourishing and we are looking forward due to the vision of the Digital India project of our beloved Prime Minister, which the target is to be completed by 2022, and the complete digital empowerment has been kept targeted, and the services on demand as well as all kinds of services will be provided to the remotest part of the country. We are very fortunate that till today all the 250 lakhs Gram Panchayat have been having the internet connectivity, the broadband connectivity to the community services centers, as well as to the planning, and the target is that the 6,60,000 villages will be connected by the fiber optics connection and broadband connection by the end of 2020, and under which project 1,000 number of villages have been kept in the target to be 1 lakh villages have been kept in the target to be completed by the end of this, might have been completed by the end of this year. So you see, imagine when these kinds of things will be there, the web-based rural marketing will be definitely came into the effect. That means the products which are being generated, the handicaps, the agri products and other products which are being generated from the rural areas, they can find the ample opportunity how can see their marketing potentiality in the global forum by the use of the internet and by the optimal use of the e-business and the e-commerce tools, that is the internet tools. And in India, similarly, the vice versa will be also established. I don't want to take much time in this direction because learned and honorable speakers are there. I just have to introduce as well as welcoming our honorable guests and the dignitaries, as well as just introducing the theme. I want to conclude my speech, but the thing is that we should have to have very optimistic and positive view that definitely one of the most boosting area is the rural marketing area, which can contribute very significantly for the national economic growth, for the growth of the GDP, only when the complete web infrastructure, the complete e-infrastructure will be available throughout the country and will be touching to the remotest part of the country for providing the services on demand, for providing the marketing on demand, for providing the sales on demand, and all these things will be possible. And that will be definitely, we are looking forward to this. Definitely by this pandemic period, the COVID-19 has also made us and also given us the challenges, which challenges should be addressed. That means the service delivery should be done in the digital mode. Perhaps if the digital mode could not be there, perhaps if the ICT application could not be there, today we may not be able to tackle the COVID problems very efficiently. And you know very well, when the complete world has been locked down, it is only by the ICT application. That means the supply chain management could have been preserved and maintained, the medical management, the medical information system, paramedical information system, and particularly the online education system has been completely preserved in not only in the country but in the world. And 70% of the students of the world and learners and 70% of the learners got their education in the online mode. Definitely, as Swami Vivekananda has told, necessity is the mother of invention, and every cover is uncovered when it is discovered. प्रत्येक आच्छादित चीज तब उन्मेलित हो जाता है तब हम इसको आविष्कार करते हैं. Perhaps a COVID-19 has made us and compelled us to address these challenges and to take us forward to fulfill the dream of the Honorable Prime Minister, the Atmanirbhar Bharat and the self-reliance country and self-reliable India. So perhaps these are the things. Let us come together by the combination of our business marketing potentiality, by the combination of our expertise along with the technological feasibility, that is the information and communication science and technology. Let us make how the services, the marketing services, will be available to each and every persons and each and every citizens of the country at the remotest part of the country, to make this country to satisfy the great stanza of Bhagavad Gita, the great Pankti of the Bhagavad Gita, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu Makaschit. Thank you very much once again, and welcoming and paying my respect to all, both the dignitaries, Dr. Shailendra Singh ji as well as Dr. Sanjay Kumar ji, along with all the speakers. I conclude my speech. Namaskar and very good morning once again. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Nayak sir. You just put the energy within us. So thank you so much, sir. And now we will move towards our inaugural session by the chief guest. And our today's chief guest is Professor Dr. Shailendra Singh, sir, the Director, Indian Institute of Management, Ranchi. So it's a time for inaugural address, and I like to welcome Professor Dr. Shailendra Kumar Singh, sir. Professor Dr. Shailendra Kumar Singh is the Director of Indian Institute of Management, Ranchi. Prior to that, he was the Dean, Research, and the Professor HAG in the area of Human Resource Management at Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow. He has also served as a President from 2013-14 and has been elected as a Fellow in 2018 of National Academy of Psychology, India. Professor Singh earned MA in Psychology from the University of Allahabad.
रोहित जी पहले ही बता दिया गया है. Let us start. There is no need for all these. नायक साहब ने बहुत अच्छे से पहले ही बता दिया, तो फिर वही चीज बार-बार क्या करना है.
It will be our privilege, sir, to read your biography, sir.
Okay.
Please give me permission for that, sir.
Please continue.
Please, sir. Please give us the permission for that, sir.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Professor Singh has earned MA in Psychology from the University of Allahabad and PhD in Organizational Behavior from IIT Kanpur. His PhD dissertation titled Executives Under Stress Exploration in the Structure and Dynamics won Indian Council of Social Science Research Publication Grant Award. He has more than 34 years of vast and varied experience in research, teaching, training, administration, and consultancy posts in PhD. Professor Singh has delivered various lectures, presentation, and keynote addresses at pair universities, institutes, and business schools around the world, which include IITs, IIMs, IIITs, NITs, NLUs, Banaras Hindu University, University of Delhi, University of Cambridge, Aston University School UK, University of Kelania, Sri Lanka, and other few names. His vision is academic excellence, collaborative community, leadership, social responsibility, global perspective, and experiential learning. His area of his core values are integrity, trust, fairness, excellence, transparency, accountability, openness, productivity, and service. So with all these words, I like to welcome our today's chief guest, Professor Dr. Shailendra Kumar Singh, sir, for inaugural address.
Thank you, Rohit ji.
Thank you so much, sir.
Dear Dr. Nayak, Sanjay Kumar ji, Senthil ji, Yogesh Tiwari ji, Professor Paunesh ji, and Professor CEO ji, Professor Yadav ji, कहाँ दिख नहीं रहे हैं अभी. So I and other dignitaries connected virtually or present physically, I salute you all for organizing this kind of conference where you have given me opportunity to discuss my views. Let me just say at outset that I'm not a marketing expert, but yes, I'm a Google person. So, and I'm a consumer. So I can always talk from my own perspective as a Google consumer. I am reminded of a story by Premchand called Eidgah, where the child has purchased a iron tongue, chamcha for his mother. Other friends had purchased lot of fancy toys which got broken by the time they reached home or within an hour or so. But that tongue was useful, which saved her mother from burning her hand while preparing chapatis. So, marketing uh, is to fulfill the need and fulfill the aspirations of people. So, that was the time when we were even uh, so deprived that even needs were not fulfilled. The tongue was not there, chimta was not there in the household. So, what kind of affordability they may have? Time have changed since then. Rural masses has moved from total illiteracy to semi-literacy and now high literacy. And what you observe at uh, right now, farmers movement tents that is showing the affluence of people. You have Mercedes car there. There is a facility for massage. There is a facility for of air conditioning. There is a what is called uh, air, tight tents. So from where they have got it, how they have managed it, but the total show is saying that now farmers are so-called rich farmers are very affluent, very uh, what I can say affording where things can be put what FMGC is FMCG companies are trying to put their things or consumer durable companies are put their things. But that's not something which represents the common masses. Common masses, rural area, as it has been said, that 69% of the population lives there, and of that 69%, the affordability issue is something on which people are very sensitive, very serious. So, prepare the product which is affordable. That's something very important. Since it is large segment, I remember perhaps it is Jagdish said who said uh, value at the bottom of pyramid. So if you actually want to earn your profit, your value, then try to address the common masses, and that is the large population. But they don't have interest for uh, big things. They may like to purchase things in small quantities, and perhaps this small sachets of shampoo, small uh, pack of Coke for 5 rupees. All those things have been created for catering to the needs and demands of those large population who also want to experience the excitement of the people who are affluent and rich, but in uh, lesser quantity. Another thing is said even today, if I have to reach my village, which is in Uttar Pradesh, there is no government conveyance going there. The nearest railway station is around 12 kilometers away, and after that, either you have shared tempos, otherwise, still what is called ekka, the horse-driven cart, in which some 12 people ride and they go to that place. So, in some cycle rickshaw may also be available, but normally, if you are late, then nothing is available. You may have to also walk for those many kilometers, and this is not something unusual. This is very much common in almost all the rural areas. So connectivity has a big issue. Uh, so we need to have that road transport network which will help reaching out in rural areas. People consumption is now changing, and seeing the aspiration of people consumptions and people need what Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has said. PURA providing urban facilities to rural mm, dwellings. If we can do that, then the concept of rural marketing will be definitely means objective of rural marketing will be definitely achieved. Uh, then lifestyle changes are happening today. Even rural boy asks for Maggie, and Amitabh Bachchan's advertisement where in 5 rupees Maggie pack can be uh, purchased and which can be consumed in 2 minutes, which will be shared by mom and the child both. That aspiration is very much there. So nowadays things are being purchased uh, according to the lifestyle changes that are happening. Next issue is that still the business school graduates who are from top business schools, they are not, although they may be educated in rural marketing, but may not be very fit candidates for rural marketing as they have no direct experience of rural living and rural styles. That's why many of the institutions are now introducing the concept of rural immersion so that these students can understand what is the Google life, what is the challenges of Google life. Even today, after 8 o'clock, wherever there is a 18-hour load shedding, it is all dark. People would not like to get into anybody's social dwelling because uh, it may be little issue for those people. So if we go for what kind of things are happening, I will just be venturing that urban to Google, lot of things are happening. Means whatever urban products are there, they should be put in Google markets. There are also situations where Google products are being put in urban markets, and you can say Amul is a success story. Their material is being supplied now all over India and all over the world. And you may be seeing that early morning trains are having the milk vendors uh, keeping their dabas on the train and trying to sell the product. So third phenomena is a Google to Google. And from one village to another village, and from another village to another, whatever is being produced, that is being sold. Google marketing will also be a relevant idea for people that tourism that come and live in the village, see the village and see the village style, that can also be promoted, and that can be a good way of doing Google marketing. One of the projects that IIM Ranchi has undertaken in one of the villages where we say village safari. Some 200 tribals live there who are totally dependent on forest produce, and they are selling those things for livelihood. Otherwise, they cut stones and sell as a building material. There we introduced this concept and brought few people, and they are going and observing the living style, living with them, and the village community makes food for them, serves food for them, and for a day, around 500 to 1,000 rupees they pay. And this way, some uh, cash income has started. So that is a one experiment that we have done. If we say about price, uh, it is being said that Google people are very sensitive to price. So they should be given product which is affordable and which is value for money. Then only people are going to go for it. When we say product, which is a part of 4P products, whatever is useful and suits to the lifestyle. But here we have to be very sure that marketing is an art through which you can change the mindset of people by saying that this is what will be making you more comfortable, more beautiful, like fair and lovely, which was sold for so many years, and fair and handsome in the village area, and it was given in sachets. What was being sold was a beauty, not that product. So the dream that you can weave, that will make a lot of place difference. When it comes to promotion, let me just say the purchaser and the person who is using is a many times different in a rural area. So the person who makes opinion, that person should be convinced. And let me just bring the case study of family planning products. Although we have good progress in the family planning products, but by and large, if we take total success of the success rate of the family planning, then still in rural area is not very successful. And India always adds one every year, one Australia, and lot of development work that is being done in the country is becomes neutralized because of our population. So we will say that rural marketing is, as Nayak Saab said, is not only marketing, not only business proposition, it is also government's program and government's facilities that are being given to them. And if family planning is successful, then India has much higher potential for growing. And last point that I would like to say in what Nayak ji has emphasized, one, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So we should try to bring all those projects which are Swadeshi, as far as possible, we should use Swadeshi products. Second, be vocal for local. If things are available locally, then use local products and be sensitive for this, and try to do like this Diwali. We all purchased diyas, although diyas were little costlier than what ladis used to be. But we felt that being local for local is patriotism, and it is not poor economics, it is good economics because it is going into the pocket of our own people. So I will stop here and say again, work towards Atmanirbhar Bharat and be uh, vocal for local, that has a great potential in a rural marketing. Thank you. If you have any question, you can ask.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shailendra sir. Thank you very much for your kindness and delivering a very nice inaugural address by citing many case studies and example, and particularly the success story of Amol, as well as the penetration of the family planning products to the rural areas, and at last to be vocal for the local and make it global, which is the dream of our Honorable Prime Minister to shape India as a self-reliant, self-confident India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Excellent idea that you have provided. I think the participant must have got the insight to the rural marketing concept, that by two examples what you have cited, very appropriate and very, one is the Amul product, another is that the family planning products. That's very nice and very excellent. Once again, on behalf of this organizer and behalf of our group of institutions, on behalf of all the participants who are there, we express our sincere gratitude and billions of thankfulness for your wishes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kind address. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shailendra Singh, sir. We will have the privilege to hear these words from you, sir. So thank you so much, sir. So now we will proceed towards our next session, and it's a time for presidential address. And for that, I'd like to welcome Professor Dr. Sanjay Kumar Singh. He is an engineer graduate of BITS Ranchi University. He is MTech and PhD both from IIT Delhi. He also holds MBA degree along with two postgraduate diploma in management. He has distinction of having done second PhD in management through his academic career. He has always been distinction holder and most of the service courses. He has been the topper of the batch. He has published many research papers in national and international journals of high repute. He also possesses MS degree in counseling and physiotherapy. He has authored 7 books. His two popular books of engineering titled Concepts and Applications of Microwave Engineering and Wave Propagation of Antenna Engineering are published from the renowned publisher Prentice Editorial Board, Prentice Hall of India, Delhi, and prescribed in IIT Delhi, other led colleges and universities. He is on the editorial board of a very
Maybe
famous
you can
journal.
start, Professor Rohit, I'll request.
Sure, sir. International Journal of Science and Management. He is a reviewer of research papers on technical and management sciences. He is the keen sportsman and give due importance to physical education and Vedic sciences to remain mentally agile and physically fit. With all these words, I like to welcome Professor Dr. Sanjay Kumar sir for presidential address.
Thank you very much, Professor Rohit, for your generous introduction. First of all, I would like to convey my sincere thanks and gratitude to Professor Nayak for having introduced us and organized in something a wonderful webinar on a very contemporary subject. Dr. Shailendra Singh, in person, I know him, and at various occasions we met also. But at the same time, I would also like to convey my sincere thanks to my all colleagues, those who are participating in this webinars, Dr. Santil Kumar and all other dignitaries, and most importantly, the participants of the webinar. The subject is a very, very contemporary in the nature. One of my postgraduate management degrees in marketing management. So I'll take this opportunity to take you through what exactly this India is looking at and where the market is moving on today. If I go to our scriptures, and as my colleague Dr. Shailendra Singh told that he belongs to the villages, even I do. I belong to a very remote village of Bihar in Buxar district, where we are in the school days, hardly any kind of connectivity, and through the cycling we used to do all over the places. When it comes to the cycling, etc., and the means of the conveyance, the only sadhan was that Ika, what he said. And there was no rickshaw as such. Only the cycle was the media. And let me tell you this, that Hero cycle was very, very, Hero and Atlas was the most popular brand. That time we could not understand what is the marketing, what is the rural marketing, urban and semi-urban marketing. But today we are definitely realizing that is a huge, large potential there in the villages. But at the same time, I would like to quote a very, very, relevant example over here. So far, just battery देखना इसका. 1 second, I think. All right. So one of the relevant quotes someone has really written. किसी शायर ने लिखा है कि क्या खूब लिखा है किसी ने गांव को गांव ही रहने दो साहब, क्यों शहर बनाने में तुले हुए हो, क्यों शहर बनाने में तुले हुए हो, गांव में रहोगे तो माता पिता के नाम से जाने जाओगे और शहर में रहोगे तो मकान नंबर से पहचाने जाओगे। कितनी सुटेबल लाइन है कि आप देखिए किसी भी शहर में, कस्बे में, किसी अर्बन क्षेत्र में चले जाइए, जब तक आप मकान नंबर ना बताएं और गली नंबर ना बताएं शायद कोई पहचान नहीं मिलती। लेकिन गांव की पहचान में वो एक खासियत है, वो एक खुशबू है, गांव की मिट्टी में वो खुशबू है, और वही मिट्टी की खुशबू जो है हम अर्बन एरियाज में बिखेरते हैं। तो आज ये है जिस तरह से इलस्ट्रियस सन ऑफ द सॉइल महात्मा गांधी सेड दैट भारत की आत्मा गांव में निवास करती है। इट इज एब्सोल्युटली ट्रू, एंड इन लाइन ऑफ हिज थॉट प्रोसेस डॉक्टर अब्दुल कलाम When I was doing my PhD and PG in IIT Delhi, he was also one of my guru. Professor Bharti Bhatt was my PhD guide, and her guru was Professor Kalam. And because of that, I had some kind of interactions with him at various occasions. What he says that the future of India, Sanjay, it lies in villages. And today we are realizing that definitely the future is lying in, in the villages. So let me quote some of the things which are really relevant today to talk about. And marketing is one very, very interesting area. Now let's put a question mark why we should be going for the rural marketing. What makes us? Is it that we are wanting to become the self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, or is there something else to this? Of course, at the background, the Atmanirbharta is the key and pivotal role it has today in India to build the India as a developed country. The rural population, if you look at this, it is still now 72% as per the census. The latest census, it is saying 72% of the total Indian population resides in the rural areas. Literacy level is 25% before independence and more than 65% after 2001 census. The specialist rural marketing and rural development consultancy has found that 53% of the FMC, fast moving consumer goods, basically sales lie in the rural area. I'll give you a couple of case studies, very, very interesting case studies, and I'll request my all dear participants, particularly the students, those who are looking at, so concentrate on this, and I'm sure that you are going to really contribute towards the rural India, how we can market the goods. And the three modes, that rural to rural, rural to urban, urban to rural, all those things will be definitely acting here as one of the force multiplier here. So in series of this, we are saying this why. If you look at this, the rural market is growing at 25%, whereas the urban market is growing only about 7 to 10%. And I'll give you the concrete examples that what is the kind of growth it is and the potential the rural India is having. The fast moving consumer goods, what we call it is an FMCG products. This sector in rural and semi-urban India was expected to cross US dollar about 20 billion mark by 2018. And it will definitely reach by about 100 billion by 2025. This is a kind of some data which we got it from the various reputed Scopus and ABC journals research papers. When it comes to the marketing, let me tell you this, there are 7 components which are very, very relevant to us right from the beginning when I was doing my all research in the marketing area. We defined, and rather so many management experts, they have defined it this, that earlier we used to call it the 4 P's. Today the 7 P's are there, and 7 P's are very, very relevant in marketing each and every product to the rural, maybe from the rural to the urban, urban to the rural. Let's say the first product, the P is your product, price, place, people, promotion, process, and the last one is basically physical evidence. Physical evidence is the key requirement. Earlier, we never knew that how the Bata shoes they look like. But today, if you go to the all websites, the Bata shoes ka number 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe UK size, US size, all sizes are there. And if you look at this, me being as an engineering graduate, I can design, develop the whole thing in such a fashion that all kind of a 3D, 6D views can be projected. Today, the rural India is also looking forward for such kind of a product, whereby sitting in their own hutments, they are sitting in their own madaya, a small little hut, they can understand that what kind of a product they are looking forward to. So each and everything, let's say for the convenience mode also, if they want in some kind of a horse carts, इक्का की बग्गी यदि उसको चाहिए तो उसको पता होना चाहिए किस तरह के डिजाइन डेवलपमेंट है इसकी and what kind of a pricing is there. So the design of the product should be it should be designed in such a fashion that it should be very, very suiting to the rural India. The pricing, affordability is another important area. So far the market is concerned, affordability and accessibility, 2 things are very, very important to understand. And the place means place from where you have got to market, place where you are going to store, because inventory is also a big thing. Because in rural India, you don't find any kind of a warehousing. Today, the entire rural India, if you are looking at, even if the rail connections are there, even if the light connections are there, there is no central place for having such kind of things. Remote areas, we have got all kind of cold storage. I used to be going to the आलू वाला खेत, अपने गांव में जाकर के हम लोग आलू बोते थे, गेहूं उगाते थे और हर तरह की सब्जियां उगाते थे। ट्रैक्टर पर चढ़ करके आज भी मैं जब गांव में जाता हूं तो ट्रैक्टर चलाता हूं। So we look at this, what kind of a tractor when in my rural, in my younger days, we had the Jeter tractor. The Jeter is no more now because the Jeter was having a problem of this, the engine was so light that he used to get toppled. But today, if you go to the Scots and all those kind of a new tractor brands, you are finding that so refined these things. The braking system has now, so the product has got to be designed as per the requirements of this. And then plus what attachments, the peripherals. In computers, we are looking at all sorts of the peripherals, the keyboards, mouse and every little thing is there. For tractors, if you look at this, how popular the tractor is in rural India, what kind of a market it is there. So one has got to really get into this, all 7 P's to understand that physical evidence, what I'm saying, before the product goes to the rural, in the heart of the rural areas, it must be shown, demonstrated, maybe through the internet, etc. And that all depends upon the connectivity. There are a couple of challenges which I would like to highlight to this biggest forum. The wide and scattered market today. As I said, that accessibility, affordability, availability, hence promotion and distributions are the major issues. How you are going to promote your products, how you are going to distribute, that's a major issue. So it means that supply chain management, assessment of the demand, assessment of the manufacturing units. I worked in the DRDO in various kind of products development. I worked in the Indian Space Research Organization. I worked in the National Informatics Centers. So we have got lot many things to see to this, that where the rural market is. Let's say if you are talking about the connectivity, I'm talking about I'm a person from electronics and communication engineering. My core area is electronics and communication engineering. When it comes to the connectivity, we have the only UG cables, we have the fiber cables, we have got today the satellite communications. So through all these things, the fiber network can be laid to the remotest, that is your last mile connectivity, you have got to go through the fiber. And of course, the satellite communication today with the all kind of latest transponders and the satellites, orbiting in the geostationary orbit, they can, each and every village at the nook and corner of this India and across the world, they can be very well covered. 6 lakh villages against 32,000 cities. Now, if you look at this, the market segment, the size of the market today in this country is 6 lakhs villages. And as I said, 72% Indian population resides in the rural India. It means approximately about 90 crores. Now, when it comes to the 90 crores versus remaining, you can understand that what kind of a huge potential. There's a very untapped potential. Villages, what the government is now having all sorts of the definitions, like Planning Commission one time said that more than 15,000 populations, those kind of villages will be counted as in a semi-urban area. So these are all these things we have got to now look at this, that there is a huge potential. The requirement and the challenges are again distribution network, connectivity, accessibility, problem of the designing products. Mindset of the villagers are still having the similar, but at the same time, they have definitely evolved over a period of time. Heterogeneity among rural folks is so many. So we have got to cater accordingly, that how these things will be catered for the, these things are going to be suitable for the villagers. Okay, now the next thing I'm looking at, that when it comes to the design of the product, it should be unique, affordable, ruggedized, and it should have something which is very, very having a high utility. I'll give you one example. You go to any village, गांव के किसी भी गलियों में किसी भी नुक्कड़ पर आप चले जाइए, Hero Honda, and Hero Honda is a motorbike. If you look at this market share today in the rural India, you have that 36.5% rural India is all covered by the Hero Honda. And other motorbikes, they don't really go very well. If you look at again the size, Yamaha, etc., Bajaj, why TVS, they did not succeed much, but Hero Honda, it succeeded very well. The reason being is, आप ये बोलिए कि से 80 किलोमीटर सिर्फ 1 लीटर में, 80 किलोमीटर सिर्फ 1 लीटर में, 35,000 से बेसिक मॉडल स्टार्ट. इट मीन अगेन द प्राइस अफोर्डेबिलिटी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ दिस. So the Hero Honda has really caught that. Similarly, if you go for the four-wheelers, you take any number of these things. Mahindra Jeep was so popular in our days also. When बारात में हम लोग जाते थे तो महिंद्रा जीप में चढ़ने का एक मजा लगता था कि शायद हम वायुयान में यात्रा कर रहे हैं. मैं इंडियन एयरफोर्स का पहले मैंने जब ज्वाइन किया था, ज्वाइन एज ए पायलट ऑफिसर, and I rose up to the level of the air commodore. So the fighter plane was not new for me today, but those time जहाज सुनने के मतलब लगता है कि बाप रे बाप कौन सी ऐसी चीज में आकर के आ गया कौन. But today even the villagers also they like to have a ride. If you take them and give them some kind of affordable pricing, definitely they will ride. So the market lies there. Another challenge is that seasonal and irregular demands are there. जब सीजन आया, खेती का सीजन आया, rural to rural, pesticides, seeds, all sorts of things, they go very well. Fertilizer, there is a huge market of the fertilizer in the rural India. The question of the affordability of the whole thing, कितना affordable है और कितनी accessibility है. Uncertain and unpredicted market, low living standards, language problem, people who are not able to really communicate with them, high inventory cost, poor consumption, less research and in marketing, the most important part is your test research, test market development. So test market development is another area where one has got to look at this. Place rural distribution के जो challenges हैं वो large number of small markets, dispersed populations we have, poor connectivity, a low availability of the suitable dealers, inadequate banking, credit facilities, poor product display and visibility, poor communication of offers and the schemes, because whatever the offers are coming, it is not really going to the rural India. So how the product will be sold? Another couple of things which I would like to give you from my own my own practical examples, where I have each year I go to my village and spend some time for twice or thrice. So I am still in touch with that rural taste. So FMCs are all goods. If you look at the Dabur products, I'll give you one little very interesting case study on the Dabur. Consumer durables, if you look at the TV, fridge, fan, pressure cooker, everything, pressure cooker, you look at this, घर में pressure cooker है, हर घर में pressure cooker है, लेकिन कौन सा? Prestige. क्यों Prestige ही? Because if you look at the safety part of this, safety, durability, and affordability, again it is this similar kind of thing. Earlier used to be the Videocon, Onida, fans, washing machines, all those kind of things. Services, if you look at this telecom, if you look at this services, I'll give you one little example of the mobile company, Jio, कर लो दुनिया मुट्ठी में. Even promotional जो taglines हैं, those taglines have got to be really revived and designed very well. Similarly, the agri input services, etc. Every little thing can be. Product strategy has got to be very well defined. Like Professor Shailendra Singh was also making mention of this affordability. आप देखिए sachet सारे जगह पर आप देखिए milk का sachet जाता है, आप देखिए शैम्पू का सैचेट जाता है, हर जगह जो है साबुन का सैचेट, छोटा छोटा चॉकलेट्स का सैचेट, 5 रुपए का, 3 रुपए का, 2 रुपया, 1 रुपया. So one has got to design the product. The promotion strategy is very, very important to this. And Nestle brand, if you look at this Dabur brand, Nestle brand, they are all very kingpins in this area. So brand name, one has got to look at this. And similarly, the tagline, you have got to design it very well. Product ka color, size, design, shape. It means that culture factors influencing the consumer behavior. We have got to understand the consumers are from the rural areas. And that is how in marketing, the important thing is the consumer behavior, to understand the consumer behavior. Okay. Then next thing comes, as I told you that National, Godrej and Hammam, etc. Hammam का आप देखिए 3 रुपया, 2 रुपये में साबुन का छोटा छोटा सैचेट आता है. Lux का आप जाकर के देखिए. They are very, very popular in this, and they are doing good job. So packaging has got to be very, very attractive, and it should be really appealing to the village taste. FMCG products, they are very popular, like hair oil, fairness cream, as Professor Shailendra Singh also said, fair and lovely. हम लोगों के जमाने से उनके जमाने से भी सभी से आ रहा है. 4-4, 5-5 रुपए के भी जब बच्चों की शादी होने लगती है तो फेयर एंड लवली के सैचेट जो है काफी बिकते हैं सब बाजार में. So these are the things one has got to work. Shaving cream, if you look at this Godrej products, we used to have the shaving cream of the Godrej. वो पुराना वैसे वाला छोटा छोटा ऐसे ब्रश मार करके अपना सेविंग करते थे. Very popular onto this. One has got to really look at this, how your product is designed. And when I'm giving to the Dabur brand, if you look at today, Dabur has diversified their products in many ways. You take one product, Hajmola. Hajmola is so popular in rural India that it is sold like something like medicine. See, everywhere. Similarly, for all those kind of herbal natural portfolio, 4,000 distributors in India, Dabur has got. Retail reach, if you look at this, more than 2.5 crore people are, fan of Dabur. So many products, 350 plus products they have put it, and 4,000 employees they have put it for only for the rural India promotions. 15 manufacturing plants they have put it somewhere very close to the rural area. So these are all promotional strategy. We have got to look at this. Then again, the TV commercials, radio, newspaper, local newspaper, POP display, wall painting, contest in melas and hearts. All sort of the hearts have got to be promoted by this. So before you look at any product design, you have got to really look at this, how you are going to promote. So promotion strategy has got to be in place. Distribution strategy, you have got to really have, each village must have the dealer, wholesaler, agents, retailer, kirana store, etc. So many things. 4 A's are the really heart of any rural India marketing. Affordability, number 1, affordability, availability, awareness, and acceptability. Charges for all my dear participants, I would like to repeat again. Affordability, it means I am looking at the price. Second thing, availability, it means how well you are able to access to the particular place. Next thing is awareness, that is your promotion. And the next thing is acceptability, meeting the taste, urge, need, and requirements of the rural India. Well, friends, I can keep talking because this is also one of my very well-researched area. But because of the time paucity, I won't take much of time. But few opportunities are there. Growing income levels are there, increase in rural consumption is there, change in rural consumer behavior is there, developments in rural communication, growing literacy among rural consumers, growing quality customers, change in the lifestyle of the rural consumers, growing informations, increasing infrastructure facility, changing in tradition and customers. So these are all opportunities lying ahead for all marketers to market their products. Some of the government initiatives are very praiseworthy over here, and definitely it will enhance the Indian market. The government has approved construction of about 10 million houses for the rural population. The allocation of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin has been increased from rupees 15,000 crore to rupees 23,000 crore. The pace of the roads construction, as you must be hearing from everybody, under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana has been accelerated to 133 kilometers per day as against an average of 73 kilometers. If you look at this, the allocation to the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, that is MNREGA, has been from rupees 48,000 crore to it has been raised to 50,000 crore in the year 2019-20, which is the highest ever allocated amount. So if you can look at this, that government is giving a lot of boost to build the infrastructure, make a very kind of a conducive environment so that rural India also become an urban India, staying in the rural areas but having all kind of an urban facility. That is where we want that India must become a self-reliant. To conclude my talk, I'll say that the rural market has an untapped potential like rain, but it is different from the urban market. So it requires the different marketing strategies, and marketer has to meet the challenges to be successful in the rural market. With these many words, the last line, what I can, I'm reminded of the Robert Frost, what he said, that the woods are lovely, dark and deep. I would like to say the villages are lovely, dark and deep. But I have promised to keep, rather we have promised to keep, and miles to go before we sleep. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. It was a really practical exposure which you have provided to us by your gracious words, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Professor Nayak ji and Professor
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Sanjay sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So now,
thank you, Sanjay sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your very excellent address, as well as insight address, rather I can tell, because you have cited so many number of cases and so many examples, and particularly that the Dabur network and the Hajmola products network that you have told very excellent. And the main important thing what you have mentioned, that the domain and the range of market, rural marketing, that is the rural to rural and rural to urban and urban to rural. And besides that, many important things you have told, that what the young practitioners should have to always keep in mind and follow. That is the affordability, availability, and acceptability, and as well as these are the main thing what you have told. That is the important things that they have to also remember. And with this last, you have told the different government initiative also to boosting the rural development, as well as the way of the rural marketing. That is very important factor that you have mentioned. So definitely that with the help of these emerging technologies, and as well as the emerging demand of the rural marketing, which may move in an exponential growth, in a exponential way of the exponential growth, definitely the future demand will be fulfilled if a very systematic and moderate action can be taken. And definitely, and many of the challenges are there that you have also mentioned, and those challenges which we are thinking that it is a challenges that will be converted into the opportunities by for these young professionals, these young practitioners. And definitely they should exploit that those opportunities in future. And definitely the future of rural marketing is very huge, because it is one and only one way. If you want to make India self-reliable and self-confident, then the rural marketing is the only center point through which the national GDP as well as the growth of the country will be there, as well as the self-confident India can be translated into the action. Thank you very much once again, sir. On
Thank you,
behalf
sir.
of this group of institution, I salute you with my folded hand, and you are always a well-wisher of our group and a well-wisher of our all the activities, and we are very much grateful to you. Thank you.
Wonderfully organized. Thank you, sir, once again. Dr. Naik, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So now it's a time for our keynote address, and our today's keynote speaker is Professor Dr. Rakesh Kumar Yadav, sir. So I like to welcome Professor Dr. Rakesh Kumar Yadav. He is currently professor and head at the Department of Management, School of Business Management, IFTM University, Moradabad. He holds a DPhil in Commerce from CCS University, Meerut. He has completed his MBA in marketing from MJP Rolikhand University, Bareilly. He has qualified national eligibility test conducted by University Grant Commission in Management in June 2000. Professor Yadav has a passion for learning and he has participated in different faculty development programs conducted by Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi, Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow, and Delhi. Technological Universities, Delhi. Professor Yadav has been awarded ELITE and Gold Medal certificate by Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, for successfully completed the 8-week course on marketing research and analysis, Introduction to Marketing Essentials, and ELITE certificate by Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, for successfully completion of 8-week course on Marketing Management 1. Both are NPTEL online certification course founded by Ministry of HRD and Government of India. So with all these words, I like to welcome our today's keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Rakesh Kumar Yadav, sir, for his address.
Thank you, Professor Rohit, for your excellent introduction. And thank you, IIM Patna. I would also like to thank to Professor A.K. Nayak, who has conducted several workshops in pandemic as well as in post-pandemic, which he has mentioned in his address also. And he is really a true academician, and he knows how to nurture his associates. And I would like to thank to provide this opportunity for this keynote address in one-day virtual conference on prospects and challenges in rural marketing. Thank you, Professor Nayak, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rakesh ji.
Thank you, IIM Patna. Thank you, Rohit ji. So before starting, I would like to say that this is the relevant time to discuss these prospects and challenges, because on one hand we are still suffering from pandemic and we are trying to improve. In recent survey of RBI, they have mentioned that the economy is shifting, recovering is there from minus 9.2, they are coming to 0.75. It means some improvement is there. So this is one aspect. And second, why I am saying that it is relevant, that on the border of Delhi, we are witnessing thousands of farmers are there who are agitating against the three agriculture bills. Here, I would not like to discuss those three bills or anything, because even the webinar was not related to that. So I will focus on my own topic, that is prospects and challenges. And I would like to request to Professor Rohit, if he allows me.
Yes, sir. Already granted,
So
sir.
I
You
can share
just...
my screen.
Sure, sir. You can just share it now, sir.
Rohit ji, is it visible?
Yes, sir. It is completely visible, sir.
Okay, thank you. So as the topic says, prospects and challenges in rural marketing. So before proceeding, I would like to say that Professor Sanjay sir, who is the Vice Chancellor of Symbiosis University, he has taken lot of points, or he has explained lot of points which I wanted to say. So it is like a literature review for me. Whatever he has said, it will like a literature review, and then I can say that whatever I have mentioned in my lecture, it resembles or somewhere with the previous study. So I am satisfied that I am justifying with my words. So thank you, Professor Sanjay also, and also Professor Shailendra, who has already spoken in his inaugural and presidential address. So let's start. What I have tried to explain basically as a keynote speaker on the topic. So I have uh, programmed my whole discussion in the manner that I will try to elaborate what exactly the rural marketing. Then I will little bit discuss about the evolution of rural market, prospects of rural marketing, challenges in rural marketing, and then on the last mode, I will also discuss if there are challenges, then how can we come up with those challenges? How can we cope up with those challenges? And that we can discuss in the strategies for rural marketing. So starting with the first one, this rural marketing word consists of two letters. One is rural and second is marketing. Both combines and makes it rural marketing. So it is very important to understand what exactly the rural is. Who can be said to be rural? As we know that we can quote this word rural not only for the rural areas, not only for the villages in India, but this rural word is also discussed with the pupil of rural India. So let's start with first one. Rural area is the countryside. It is somewhere in the villages. Low population density, it is one of the characteristic of rural. In rural areas, agriculture is the chief source of livelihood. It is the one point, important point, that agriculture, their source of revenue is mainly source of revenue is agriculture, although nowadays some other sources are also there, that people are involved in shopping, shopkeeping, they are also involved in other jobs also, or in some labor class also, but main concern and main focus is on agriculture. One of the definition given by National Sample Survey Organization, that rural area is that which has a population density up to 400 per square kilometer. So that is the meaning. It means here one point is to be clear, that as Professor Nayak said about that one of the definition given by NABARD, that less than 10,000 population is living, that is known as rural. Then Planning Commission has its different stake. RBI has different words for the rural, and National Sample Survey Organization has the different. So for me as a faculty member or as a person also, you know, Professor Shailendra said that he belongs to villages. Professor Sanjay said that he has touch because he visits to village, he belongs to village. I say I still live in village. I daily come to my university from my village. So I am a true person who is still living in village. So I can say for me, wherever panchayati elections are held, Gram Panchayat elections are held, that unit is known as village. So whatever definitions, whatever parameters are being quoted by the different organizations, but wherever is the village, it means wherever panchayati elections are held. So for that purpose, it is very easy to understand. Gram Panchayat elections are happening, it means that place is known as rural or village. So next, another word associated with this term rural marketing, it is the marketing. So marketing is something which is related with the activities a company undertakes to promote buying or selling or product or service. So marketing is a very comprehensive phenomenon. Marketing is always from the perspective of seller. He always takes those things which helps in identifying the customer's needs. So marketing shifting from that particular seller to the buyer. So marketing is a modern concept associated with this rural marketing. So let me first discuss what is marketing, and then I will also mix how these rural and marketing. So it is basically the process of not only identifying needs, but it is the process of satisfying needs and wants of customer. And how can it be possible? For that purpose, exchange is required. Exchange is one of the essence of marketing. If you are nothing to exchange, I think there will not be any marketing. So some Philip Kotler also, who is also the renowned scholar of marketing, he is also the father of marketing. He has said the social and managerial process by which individuals and the groups obtain what they want and need through creating, offering, and exchanging. Again, the word exchange is there, products of value. So this is marketing. And now I come to this, what is rural marketing? So when we club these two words, rural and marketing, then what we can understand that rural marketing is process of developing, promoting, and distributing goods and services to cater to the needs and wants of rural population. Keep in mind, when we say rural marketing, it is basically focusing all marketing efforts of the companies. It is basically focusing all marketing activities of the companies or the big organizations to cater the needs and wants of rural population. Means we are catering those customers who live in villages. Then it is known as rural marketing. Then rural marketing in large perspective, we can say it is all managing activities involved in assessing, identifying the needs, stimulating means motivating them, and then converting that purchasing power of the rural consumers into effective demands. Because simply attracting or identifying needs will not function or work. For that purpose, what is basically required? The requirement is demand. Demand must be generated. If demand is not being generated, there is no use of any marketing efforts. So for that purpose, here I would say that if a company basically tries to attract these rural people, tries to attract these rural demand and provide the products and services to satisfy those demands, needs, and wants, then these efforts are known as rural marketing. So rural marketing is a comprehensive term. It is basically a full process. It is not only selling and all this, it is starting from all the aspects. That is, rural marketing is taking care of the rural people by means of providing whatever they need and want. So this was the basic concept, because we have today's topic is related with the rural marketing. So as a keynote speaker, it is my worthy duty to explain what exactly the rural marketing. Now again, generally, two previous professors also discussed this, and Professor Nayak also discussed. Generally, there are three flows. One is urban to rural, and then another is that is rural to urban and rural to rural. What comes in urban to rural? It means whatever we are manufacturing in urban areas and that is required in the rural area. So we provide that urban area productions to the rural area. So that flow is basically urban to rural, and there may be pesticides, there may be fertilizers, the consumer durables, consumer items, they all are. Then rural to urban, the people of rural India, whatever they are producing agriculture crop, they are producing the milk and allied products. So all that items they market and they provide these items to the people living in the urban area. So this is one of the flow, that is rural to urban. Then rural to rural, it means the people who are living in the villages, they are also catering the needs of each other by providing items. So they are the people who are having basically inside the villages. If one village has something special and the second village has something special, so they can come closer and they can exchange. So this is something with the rural to rural. Here, we should not be confused rural with only the agriculture products or the production made by the farmers, but we should concentrate as a marketeer, as a faculty of marketing. What I would like to say to the students who are listening, that whatever offerings made by companies to the market, rural market means the people who are living in the villages, that is basically the rural marketing. And this rural to urban or rural to rural, this all comes under that rural marketing as a subdivision or as a sub part of rural marketing efforts. But mainly when we say rural marketing, when we talk about rural marketing, it is always to tap the potential needs of the rural market. And the rural market means the people who are living in the villages. So basically all these three flow together makes the rural marketing, but main focus of rural marketing is to cater the needs of rural market by the companies. So whatever we are using as a consumer in the rural market, whatever we are having as a need in the rural market, if any company is able to target that particular need or able to identify that particular need, then that company can produce some offering, that company can make something for that particular need. So that all efforts in making the product or service as per the need of rural marketing and then making it available to the customer is all known as rural marketing. So this is something related with the flow of marketing and what exactly the rural marketing is. Now I move ahead towards the evolution of rural marketing. Basically, rural marketing is all like Professor Shailendra has started his words with quoting Prem Chand and some Chimta story he was mentioning. So what exactly it means? That was the phase one prior to 60s, from independence to green revolution, when we were not having the sufficient amount. Monetary system was not evolved. We were living in the barter system. Basically, that system was related to exchange the surplus amount of one village with the other village. That time people used to gather for the means of get together, for meeting with each other. They come with their surplus crops, they exchange that surplus crop to the other people of different villages. So that was the phase one prior to 60s. Then phase second, that is 60s to 80s, when green revolution started in the 60s to pre-liberalization. So that was the period when agricultural crop cultivation started rapidly and we became independent in our wheat and all those crops. So that was the time when agricultural product marketing started, and that is also known as agricultural marketing. Means basically that was the phase when marketing of wheat and all those started, and mandis concept have been introduced in the for the purpose of farmers crop to be bought by the government of states as well as the central governments. Then phase third, that is related with the 90s. It is basically the post liberalization era when the concept of LPG was introduced. So at that time, basically the companies, consumer companies started to focus on the villages, because number of multinational companies has come up into India, and due to which the domestic players, the domestic companies who were earlier targeting only to the urban, and due to increase in the competition, they shifted from urban to rural. So this phase 3 post regularization basically witnessed the presence of companies, dealership or offices in the rural areas. So that was the third phase. And now phase 4, that is from 2000 to present, it means it is the 21st century of developmental marketing. It is the phase where we have also witnessed the evolution of information technology, evolution of internet technology. So this is the phase when now we are moving not only from this dealership or availability of companies at the rural, but we are also witnessing in present time the e-commerce business that is also becoming familiar with the rural people. So e-commerce has also started its existence in rural area. So this is the phase number 4. So this was something related with the evolution of rural marketing. Now I come to the main theme, that is the main theme of my presentation, and for that this webinar is also being organized, prospects of rural marketing. As I told in the beginning that I will focus only theme of the webinar. So what exactly the prospects mean? When we say prospects of rural marketing, it means as a marketeer, what do you have in villages? What is that attraction in the villages? What is that particular point? Or again, you can say, why should a company go to the villages? Why should a company target to the rural market? So what is the potential? So the potential, the attraction, the reason for going to the rural area, all these can combine into one point, that is prospects of rural marketing. So let me start. Large population size. Previous professors also mentioned it. I am quoting the figures on the basis of census 2011, and what we have in the records, it is 68.84% of total population. Can you imagine? Near about 70, 68.84% of total population. Although the proportion of rural population declined from 72.19, which was in 2001, to 68.84 in 2011. Still, it is higher than the urban, which is only 31.16%. It means companies has a huge market. Companies can segment that market into different segments on the basis of different criteria. So this is one point of attraction, that companies may go for the rural marketing because there is a huge potential of size. If we count this percentage into figures, it comes into 83.3 crore in numbers. They are living into the villages. Then another important thing for a marketeer, market size is good, that is population size. It is good one for the marketeer. But as a marketeer, you also want that your market must understand your programs. Your market must understand what you are trying to communicate. So that understanding comes with the literacy level. So that literacy level has also increased, and there is an increase in almost 10.2% from the census 2001. Now it has come to 68.9%. Earlier it was 58.7% in 2001. And not only the literacy level of males has increased, but literacy level of females has also grown up, and males are 78.6% literate and females are 58.8%. Literacy level, again I am saying, is important to be quoted here. I have mentioned it because it indicates that people can understand your communication, your promotion, your programs, your schemes. So for a marketeer, it is very much required that people should understand what exactly they are trying to communicate. So that was the second point. Then we come to the next one. Here we talk about the rural economy. As a marketeer, you must know that 2/3 population of India lives in rural areas. That is why people say that real India is not India, but real India is Bharat. Real India means the people who are living in the Bharat, it is 2/3. Again, size matters. 72.4% of total workforce lives in villages. Again, people who are working. Workforce. Why I am using this word workforce? It means the people who work, and they work for the employment, they work for the income. Without money, no company can sell anything. So it is another point which you must consider, that the people who are earning, the people who are generating money for the livelihood their families. So 72.4% of total workforce lives in villages. Then contribution of rural economy or the villages into national income is 46%, just near to the half of the total national income. So it is again one of the point, one of the potential which the people must know. Then the rural, another point is here, that half of the population will be rural in 2025. It means the projections are there, although the urbanization will increase, but even though rural markets will be of full potential, because even though half of the population will be living in the rural areas, then the rural FMCG market in India is expected to grow from $23.6 billion in financial year 18 to $220 billion by 2025. Now, another point is here, large, diverse and scattered villages. Size of villages, I am putting the exact number as per the census 2011, that is 6,40,876 villages are existing in India nowadays. It means huge market size is there, where shops are still very less in number. So huge opportunity is there. Prospects is always related with the opportunity. Then another point is that rural infrastructure development. So here that PMAY, that is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, then PMGSY, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, then JJM, that is Jal Jeevan Mission, and rural electrification. So here I would like to quote some of the figures. The center and state government estimated a total capital expenditure of rupees 7,73,915 crore between 2020 and 2025 on rural infrastructural development. As a marketeer, it is very much required that a proper infrastructure must be there for making products available, for making approach towards the villages, for communicating you towards the villages. So in all this infrastructural development, as per Vision 2025, where we are feeling that 100% rural population must have pakka makan, that is they will be having in their and government is providing house for all by 2022. These are some of the figures. And rupees 2,48,626 crore will be invested for the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. And then what does it mean? It means the people who are living in the villages, they will increase their civic sense. They will need some civic amenities, and this will require those things which are necessary, like supply of LPG. It will also require those amenities which are required in the household. So for all those purpose, the companies may have good potential. Then Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, rupees 1,62,329 crore will be invested. It is also one of the figure. It means roads will be there. Roads are connecting lifeline of any development. If there is no road, there is no development. So development will be based on the roads. Then the Jal Jeevan Mission is also there. Har Ghar Nal Se Jal by 2024. It is also one of the scheme of the government, and they are also targeting to invest rupees 3,60,000 crore for this particular investment infrastructure. So this is something I am trying to quote related with the rural infrastructural development. Another important prospect is related with the digitization and penetration of internet. So digitization is related with the digital India concept of Government of India. Government of India is very keen towards making all villages connecting with this all internet and fiber cables. As Professor Nayak initially explained also that more than lakhs of villages are having this connectivity. One of the figure is there that internet penetration will be increasing by 55% in 2025. Then there are national e-governance scheme. It is one of the project of the Government of India. Common service centers. Now, number of common service centers are open in villages, remote areas, and lot of services they are providing. They are not only providing how to pay the bills. Like my father and I both live in the villages, and my father, he is a retired person. Earlier, he has to go to bank to bring his pension. But now what he has done with the help of this all digitization, penetration of internet, he is having his mobile banking, internet banking, and with that, he is having this facility in village also. And with the common service center, he can submit his life certificate. With common service center, he can pay his electric bill, he can pay his telephone bill also. And this Aadhaar enabled payment system has increased the people for the different services which are directly related with the Aadhaar. Then growing awareness of e-commerce has also increased. It is also one of the fact. Then financial inclusion. Narendra Modi Sarkar has increased Jan Dhan accounts. I would not say about ifs and buts of Jan Dhan, but yes, this is one of the project of the Government of India which has introduced financial inclusion. Then Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. Here I would also like to say that although people are affluent in villages also, they are increasing, but still Pradhan Mantri has to provide this Kisan Samman Nidhi just to make their livelihood more comfortable. It means that common people are also receiving some cash in their hands. Then online payment mechanism, Paytm has approached. Even after demonetization, they have started. Now they are visible. Google Pay has also penetrated into villages. Manrega, it was the scheme of UPA government, which is still prevailing just in the Modi government also, because it is also providing the employment to the people of the villages. And employment again related with the generation of funds, and generation of funds means people will be able to buy the products. Then Kisan credit cards. It is very important to be note down here that the credit cards which are used by the people of the urban population are less in number than the Kisan credit cards, which are generally used for the purpose of agricultural crops, agricultural products, for purchasing of tractors or the cattle, such type of things. Then one important point is there which I have mentioned, why I am saying that villages are having prospects. That is, labor migrated back to villages during lockdown. It is important point. Why I am saying that labor was living in the urban areas, that labor was living in the cities like Chandigarh, cities like Delhi, cities like Lucknow, and now when they are going back, they are living in the cities, so they are aware about the products, they are aware about the brands, and they can seek the same brands in the villages also. So the earlier, if the companies were not targeting to village, they will have to think to provide those brands into the villages. So this means that people who are migrating due to this pandemic or by any other reason, when they are coming back to village, they are providing some potential, some prospect, some opportunity to marketeer, that marketeer can think about them. They may also, automobile companies, those who are having this loader or pickups, they can provide their products, because they will now start finding employment in the village only. So this is also one of the point that labor migrated back to villages. Now, what are the challenges? Challenges are to be discussed, very important, because rural people are of traditional lifestyle. It means they are having their own mindset. It is always big challenge for the company to change the mindset, to change the lifestyle. Then they are not ready to accept the change very rapidly. It always comes gradually. Like we were using the mobile phones in the 2000 or 2001, or but in villages it came later. Earlier there was the pnt numbers, pnt phone, but now the mobile phone revolution has increased. But still, my point is that change is adopted slowly. Then government governed by culture, tradition and religion. Rural people are very much traditional. They are still believing in their religion and traditions. So it is not easy to make or generate a mall culture, retail marketing in the villages at once. It will take time. So it is one of the challenge. Then a strong value for money. Rural people are very much desperate to get the value for their money. They are always think about the money value. So it is also one of the point. They cannot expand, or they cannot waste their money just for the lavish life or anything. So this is the one challenge. Then income is low. They are having low income. And why I am saying low income, I am also having one of the figure that one of the report of NABARD, as per the NABARD report of NAFIS, that is the National All the NABARD All India Rural Financial Inclusion Survey, and it says that rural people are having average income of rupees 8,931 per month in 2016-17, which is even higher, rupees 2,505 from the 2012. But even though what comes in rupees 8,000, so it is one of the point that average local low income is lower. They are also in debt, busy or involved in indebtedness. They are having different types of loans, not loans exactly from the banks, but they are having the loans from the people living in the villages. They provide this facility to the village people, and when they are not able to provide back, so they are being exploited also. So this is also one of the challenge, that people are not having sufficient amount. Then demand for lower price item. They will always think about those products which are lower in the price. And seasonal demand, it is also one of the point. Some other challenges: infrastructure has increased, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Sadak Yojana, but one fact is that still 2.7 million kilometers of road network is poor condition. Network connectivity is very poor. BSNL especially, I live in village, I know at many times if you will call me on my BSNL number, it will not connect. So it is still because their generators are out of diesel. Government is not providing the sufficient funds to those supporting those towers of BSNL. So connectivity is still a problem. Then inadequate financial inclusion. These are also the figures that you can see that still only the 38% of total 1,17,200 branches of scheduled banks are there working in the rural areas. Then you know that pandemic has already resulted into lockdown, has already resulted, and they have also hit the rural economy. So this is all about the rural challenges. So basically I tried to touch 2 points: one that is prospects, and second is challenge. Three other challenges are there. Less trained shopkeepers. You know, shopkeepers are basically the touch point in the villages, and they are not having the proper training. They are simply having some money, and just because of some money they can invest, and they can buy products from the companies to sell to the rural people. This is only the fact. Otherwise no formal training is given. It is one of the challenge. So they are not able to tell to the people of the rural area what exactly the schemes of the company. Then one more point: items are not easily available. Like my father, when come to city, I ask him ki, what type of tea do you use? He says that I use one time Taj Mahal, another time I use Pataka, then third time I use Red Label. I say, why do you not use one brand every time? He says, it is not available next time. So this is the fact that easily availability is to be ensured. At many villages, still it is not there. And third important challenge is there, post-purchase service. Recently, I bought geyser, and that geyser was bought by the e-commerce mode, that is with the help of Flipkart. They just delivered it at my home, but no service was there how to install. And what happened? The local plumber, when he came, he just disturbed the setting and somehow some leakage was there. Then again I have to complain, then again. So there was a lot of tension created, lot of problem created. So post purchase service is also one of the big issue which must be catered. So it is all about the challenges. Now I come to the strategies. If challenges are there, then there must be some solutions, and solutions are in the form of strategies. And already Professor Sanjay has said that there must be 4 A's. What I say, generally marketing mix is the basically collection of 4 P's: product, price, place, promotion. This is from the marketeer perspective. When we should tap the rural market, we should consider, we should convert these 4 P's from the point of view of rural people. We have to think from the rural perspective. So this place must be converted into availability. This price must be converted into affordability. This product must be converted into acceptability. And this promotion must be converted into awareness. So like placing, you know, in rural areas, mobile vans can be one of the point. As I told you that dealers are still less in number. So what we can do, again I take the example of my own village. Professor Sanjay has said about the Hero Honda. Hero Honda in my own village has sub dealer concept. This sub dealer concept means already one of the dealer in Moradabad, and he has sub dealer in my own village, and that sub dealer again has one of the scheme. And what is that scheme? That you can start making a membership of 1100 rupees per month, and with this membership of 1100 you can have one lottery system also, so easily you can also get that particular product. So make this sub dealer, make service points also. And still weekly bazaar is very important phenomena in villages. In many villages weekly bazaars are there, and we as a company, we as a marketeer should target these weekly bazaars. We should go there, we should hang our products, we should display our products so that they can be come into the notice. Then price, number of examples are there. Either it is sachet, it is the chick shampoo, shampoos and ketchups. Not only they are coming in sachet, but nowadays Fair and Lovely, even the soap, they are also coming into the sachets. So low unit price means people can afford, they can generate interest, they can cultivate habits of using product. For that purpose, low unit price strategy is very important for the rural people. Then acceptability, easy to understand products of their use. So acceptability, rural people will buy only those products which are related to their use, which suit to their nature. And like if they are having good packaging, they are colorful, they are having the easy to understand, means less technical. If you will employ some technical products, it will not be easy for them to use. So it is one of the point. Then awareness is always related with the promotion. So what is required? Required to educate customers also, educate shopkeepers also in their local language by using some stories, by using some cartoons, by using some traditional colors. It may be done either by wall painting, it may be done by audio video system, it may be done by one-to-one marketing. Any means can be adopted, but the purpose is to educate customers if we want to sell our products. Now, another point, it is 3R approach. What solution I am saying, that companies must be considering in rural marketing principle of responsibility, principle of respectfulness, and principle of resilient. When we say responsibility, it means that companies must consider all stakeholders. Customer is also one of the stakeholder. When we say respectfulness, here I am more serious, because what I have seen in my own village and companies are doing, that what they do, they try to dump expiry date products into the villages. What they do, they all, it may be the medicines, it may be the biscuits and namkins, it may be the Coke and Pepsi also. I can quote, I have the examples. So here we must consider the dignity of the rural people. We must dignify them, and we must consider that rural people are also the people like the urban people. So respectfulness, then resilient. People earlier, Professor Sanjay also said, Professor Nayak also said, we are talking about Atmanirbhar. Atmanirbhar Bharat, if we want to build Atmanirbhar Bharat, it must come from Atmanirbhar villages. And Atmanirbhar village means number of people. I have the example of resilient also, that is making people more sustainable. It is using the products easily. So for that purpose, what you can do, like one of the people here in my area, is that he is the jeweler. Basically, he is having the jewelry shop in Muradabad city, and in nearby rural areas, what he does, he basically provides some books to the villages people. He provides some of the sort of health checkup camps, and by this way he tries to make presence, he tries to connect with the people. This is how making rural people resilient, and by making them resilient, we can have prospects in the rural marketing. And last line must be considered, that don't consider rural market as clearance ground. Generally the people in working in the big companies, they consider rural market as clearance ground, and that is why neither they pay respect nor they become responsible. So we should not consider rural market as the clearance ground. Now one more point is there, that educate and train shopkeepers and retailers. They are in direct touch with the rural customer. They are basically selling your product. So tell them how to display the product. In rural areas, we do not have separate stationery shops, separate hosiery shops, separate grocery shop. Generally, all product items or all brands are sold from the one point, and that one point is taken care by one of the shopkeeper. So we must train that shopkeeper so that he can educate the customer. He can rightly tell about the schemes of the product. He can distinguish the different brands. He can compare them, and he can sell easily. So this education is very much required. So that source of information is only the shopkeeper for the rural people. Then second, post-purchase follow-up is very much required. Companies must ask their repair person, installation service providers to visit regularly to village to follow up that service point which have already delivered, and they can ask to their employees to initially go regularly in the village, not only, but they can have their headquarters in village also. Then last point is invest through community connect program, because it create emotional bonding. Here emotional bonding means sense of belongingness. It means the rural people are very kind, rural people are very emotional. I can take many examples, but I am not going beyond in those examples. I just pick up that example quoted by Professor Sanjay, that is Hero Honda, and he said that Hero Honda 80 Raftar. One point was there in Hero Honda, apart from this 80 Raftar, Desh Ki Dhadkan. That was the leading story of Hero Honda, which made it highly sellable in rural areas. This is emotional bonding. People come closer to you. So if you do certain exercise like creating some health checkup camps, doing some social service in the rural areas, you will create brand awareness, and that brand awareness will come into purchasing capacity, and then ultimately you are having your brand equity also. So if you are moving towards rural marketing, community connect program may be one of the important thing which will develop the emotional bonding of the rural people with all the company products. So it is one of my say. Now at the end I would like to say that as Government of India, the Finance Minister Sitaraman has also proposed that India wants to become the 5 trillion economy. So if we want to become 5 trillion economy, how can we become? If we want to get over the pandemic, we will have to focus on the rural marketing. We will have to focus on the rural employment. And with the help of rural marketing, the India can grow, the economy can grow, and India can not only become Atmanirbhar Bharat, but also become 5 trillion economy. Thank you very much. Thank you, Professor Nayak. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, IIBM.
Thank you so much, sir. There are few questions asked by some of the participants, sir. Sir, can you give me the permission to
Yes.
share that question? Sure, sir. So the question is from
Yes.
Dr. J. Venugopal, that what type of technology could be applied at rural areas, especially in agriculture related areas?
What type of technology means, what exactly, if you quote agriculture products, means it is related with the products which are used by farmers or any other?
Sir, he has specified the agricultural related areas, means farmers as well as the company
Actually,
perspective
see,
also.
when we talk about tech, okay, I live in village. I am regularly in direct touch with the people who are living in the village. So what I can see, that the people who are living in village, if they are trained in the technology, because technology is, when we say it is technical, when we use the word technical, it means there are some techniques, there are some problems, so they are not well aware. So if the technology is easily understandable, if the technology is user friendly, then it will be helpful to any type of product. Like when company provide these ice boxes, it is one of the technology which is very easy, and with the help of these ice boxes, all these companies which were selling the cold drinks, they were able to increase their sales. So that was the point. When we say solar inverter, it means it is related with the solar system. So solar inverters are one of the leading in comparison to other inverters, because inverters are charged with the electricity, but solar inverters are charged with the sunlight. So this type of technology which will help, which can provide the options to the rural people, it can help it will serve the purpose of the rural people. So that is my say.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. And it was a great deliberation by you, sir. You have just prospected what are the challenges and what are the actual prospects in rural marketing in a very practical manner, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for this valuable information.
Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you, Dr.
Sir.
Rakesh. Thank you very much for gracing this occasion as the keynote speaker. Thank you very much. And they explained very nicely,
Thank you, sir.
justified really a keynote speaker, and covering all the opportunities and prospects of the rural marketing. And after that, what are the challenges we can face and how those challenges can be addressed, and what should be the strategy for addressing those challenges. Excellent deliberation. On behalf of the Institute, we extend our thankfulness once again. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So now we will proceed towards our next session, and it's a time for an invited address. And I like to welcome Professor Dr. Pavnesh Kumar. Professor Pavnesh Kumar is the Professor and Dean, School of Commerce and Management Sciences, Department of Management Science, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari. He is having 17 plus years experience in teaching, training, and administration. Professor Kumar is PhD in rural banking from VBS Purvanchal University, Uttar Pradesh. He is MBA from Banaras Hindu University. He has also supervised several PhDs and 100 PG level dissertations. He has edited 14 books, reviewed 20 papers and journals, and research paper and 7 research papers. So with all these words, I like to welcome Professor Dr. Pavnesh Kumar sir for invited address.
Thank you, Rohit ji. The chairman of the webinar, most respected Professor A.K. Nayak sir. Am I audible, Rohit ji?
Yes, Pavnesh,
yes, sir, you are. Yes, sir, audible.
Okay. Most respected chairman of the webinar, Professor A.K. Nayak sir, President Professor Sanjay Kumar sir, and the director of the IIM Ranchi, Professor Shailendra Singh sir, and my two good friends, Professor Rakesh Kumar Yadav, who has already given the keynote address. And after his keynote address, I don't have much of points to discuss because he has an covered extensively about the prospects and challenges in rural marketing. And another good friend is with me, and this is a great opportunity that my two good friends are on the panel. Professor Bhagwan Singh, Dean of School of Management Sciences, Central University of Jharkhand. So it is a great opportunity for me. At the outset, first of all, I would like to congratulate the Indian Institute of Business Management and Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute, Patna, organizing a webinar on such a contemporary topic, on such a beautiful topic, that is prospects and challenges in rural marketing. So I am congratulate also, and I am thankful, and my gratitude for to the organizers for calling me as an invited speaker in this webinar. So a lot of points have been discussed, has been hammered on by my previous speakers. Almost all the points have been covered, but I would like to share some points from my side. Number one, why the rural markets have become so important. If we want to see the importance of the rural markets, we can see by the data. Number one, the Dabur company, which was established by the Dr. Burman, the 40 to 45% of the revenue of Dabur is coming from the rural area. Number two, the Hindustan Unilever Limited, they are generating more than 48% of their revenue from the rural markets, and other companies beyond these other multinational companies as well as the Indian companies, they are generating their revenue from the rural markets up to between 30 to 35%. Even if we see the two multinational giants, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they have, in order to develop the rural markets, they have distributed ice box, refrigerators, and they have also given the credit facilities in order to tap the rural markets. Dabur today has reached more than 50,000 villages. And if we see the two big projects, like from the point of Hindustan Unilever Limited, they are running Project Shakti, and number two, they are also running a television channel known as Shakti Amma TV channel. If we see another product, Parle-G, they are offering the packets at the rate of ₹2 in the rural areas. And if you talk about the Chick shampoo, they are offering the shampoo at the rate of 50 paise. Mahindra and Mahindra, the big giant in the field of automobile, they have tapped the rural markets, and they you can see the Bolero and Scorpio nowadays in the rural areas, and they are the lifeline of the transportation there. 59% of the consumer durables are sold in the rural markets nowadays, and 70% of the toilet soap, 50% of the TV, fans, and bicycles, tea, etc., they are sold in the rural markets. So why I am sharing this this data? This data is the purpose of sharing this data is how the corporates have realized that the rural markets have been so important in generating the revenue. One of the renowned management scientists, C.K. Prahlad, he has written one book, you might have gone through that, The Fortune at the Bottom of Pyramid. Almost all the previous speakers, they have discussed about this, that he has created sachet revolution. Sachet Kranti, jisko hum bolte hain, sachet revolution came into effect after he has written the book, The Fortune at the Bottom of Pyramid. FMCG sector, as per the prediction, FMCG sector in the rural and semi-urban area is expected to reach at US $100 billion by 2025, and the CAGR growth rate from 2009 to 2025 will be 17.41%. So it is a huge growth rate which we will be seeing in the rural markets. As for this I have discussed how the corporates have been seen rural markets and opportunity. Now the government of India, I will talk about the government of India. Recently, the government of India has declared a very big package of 21 lakh crore package, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat package, which is known as ABA, Atmanirbhar Bharat package. So the 4 Atmanirbhar package is basically concentrated on making India self-reliant, and that it doesn't mean that Indian economy will flourish in isolation. It will take into account, it will make good relations with other countries, but we are moving toward self-reliance. So the process have initiated, and most of the self-reliance will come from the rural areas. So out of this 21 lakh crore rupees, the government has designated 3 lakh crore rupees to MSME sector, and more than 20,000 crore rupees to the Manrega project. So it means this huge amount is going to be pumped in the rural areas. So this is definitely going to increase the buying capacity of the rural strata. Okay, so almost 10% of the total GDP, this particular Atmanirbhar package is equal to the 10% of the total GDP. And Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan is dependent on the 4 pillars, that is land, labor, liquidity, and law. And it will be concentrating on the economy, systems, infrastructure, demography, and demand. So what I have discussed till now is that corporates, they have also feel that the rural markets have huge demand, and in addition to this, the government is also taking leap-bound steps in order to tap the rural area. You can see that earlier the reforms has been conducted in the area of manufacturing, that is the secondary sector, and services sector. We have seen after 1991 there are a lot of revolution in the banking, insurance, etc., in the service sector, in the stock markets, as well as in addition to that there was various reforms in the manufacturing sector. And recently the government is going to do a great reform in the agriculture. In the agriculture sector, they have introduced the farm bills. I have not gone through the farm bills, so I will not comment on that. But the government has initiated reforms in the agriculture sector. As far as the rural market is concerned, friends, a rural market is one where the population is less than 5,000. The population, out of that total population, 75% of the people are dependent on agriculture. And as far as the population density is concerned, population density in that area may be less than 400% per square kilometer. This is the definition of the rural market. Population less than 5,000, 75% of the population depends on the agriculture, and as far as the per person square kilometer is concerned, less than 400% per square kilometer. Now I am coming to the strategies. Friends, almost everything has been discussed by my previous distinguished speakers, लेकिन मैं यहाँ पे 2-3 चीजों को यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छे से डिस्कस करना चाहूंगा कि if you want to do rural marketing, you have to know about the rural markets, the rural economy. Number one is the characteristic is that in rural area we have joint family system. Is still not in the urban area or in the semi-urban area, but in the rural area we can find out joint family system. If we are going for the rural market, tapping the rural market, not only the sachet, not only the small packets are important, but also sometimes the wholesale, or you can say that big packets are also becoming important. हम देख सकते हैं कि जो ग्रामीण एरिया है वहां पे जॉइंट फैमिली सिस्टम भी रहती है. तो अगर हम एक ही फार्मूला बना के चलें कि रूरल एरिया में हम जाएंगे और स्मॉल पैकेट्स को लेके पहुंच जाएं, तो हो सकता है कि जो बिग फैमिलीज हैं उनके नीड्स को हम फुलफिल ना कर पाए. रूरल मार्केट्स को समझना इतना आसान नहीं है. जैसे मैं एक एग्जांपल यहाँ पे लेना चाहूंगा, लाइफ बॉय साबुन जो है, उसने जब वो रूरल मार्केट्स को उसने टैप किया, तो उसका आपने देखा होगा जो लाइफ बॉय का जो साबुन था वो बहुत बड़ा होता था और पूरी फैमिली के लिए बनता था. आज की डेट में हम शहरों में रहते हैं, मम्मी का, पापा का, बच्चों का, सबका अलग अलग साबुन होता है, सोप होता है. लेकिन रूरल एरिया में ऐसा नहीं होता है. रूरल एरिया में बड़ा एक सोप होना चाहिए और उससे पूरा फैमिली उसको यूज करता है. तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है कि जो ज्वाइंट फैमिली सिस्टम है, जब हम रूरल मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजीज बना रहे हैं, वी मस्ट कंसीडर दैट still there exists joint family system, and we as a marketer we need to address that specific needs. Number 2, in rural areas the people are traditional and religious. जब हम मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजीज बना रहे हैं, रूरल मार्केट्स को टैप करने की बात कर रहे हैं, तो इसको ध्यान में रखना है कि जो रूरल मार्केट्स हैं वहां पे लोगों की सोच ट्रेडिशनल है and they are more inclined toward the religious beliefs. So this has to be taken care of. Number 3, जैसा शैलेंद्र सर ने एक डिस्कस किया था शुरू में प्रेमचंद का की कहानी ईदगाह. मैं यहाँ पे पंच परमेश्वर, आज भी गांव में कंसेंसस से डिसीजन ये एग्जिस्ट करता है. तो जब भी आप मार्केट को टैप करने जा रहे हैं, रूरल मार्केट्स को, तो आपको ध्यान में रखना है कि गांव में कई बार जो कंसेंसस बनता है कि ये चीज हमको परचेज करना है, लोग बैठते हैं, डिस्कस करते हैं, शहरों की तरह लैपटॉप पे सर्च करके वो काम नहीं करते हैं। वहां पे 10 लोग बैठ के आपस में डिसीजंस लेते हैं कि क्या चीज परचेज होनी चाहिए, और सब लोग अपनी राय देते हैं। वहां पे लाइफ जो है इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक नहीं है। सो व्हेनेवर वी आर थिंकिंग अबाउट द रूरल मार्केट्स, वी मस्ट कंसीडर दैट इन रूरल एरियाज द कंसेंसस still exist and the rural economy is still मैं ये तो नहीं कहूंगा पहले जैसे, लेकिन now it is still self reliant and agriculture is the main source of income। ये समझने की जरूरत क्यों है हम लोगों की, agriculture is the main source of income, क्योंकि एग्रीकल्चर में अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम है, जैसे हम कहते हैं फ्लड आ रहा है, फ्लड आया, या वहां पर हम कह सकते हैं ड्राउट आया, सूखा पड़ गया, तो इसका इम्पैक्ट रूरल मार्केट्स पे पड़ना है, रूरल इनकम पे पड़ना है, और हमारी सेल्स पे इसका इम्पैक्ट होना है। तो जब भी हम स्ट्रेटेजीज को बनाएं तो उस एरिया की ज्योग्राफी क्या है, वहां पे फ्लड कब आता है, किस तरीके की प्रोडक्ट्स की जरूरत पड़ेगी उस टाइम पे, वहां पे लोगों की इनकम किस पर्टिकुलर मंथ में ज्यादा होती है, इन सब चीजों का, जैसे मैं एक एग्जांपल लेता हूं कि सभी कंपनीज दिवाली पे ही क्यों ऑफर्स देती हैं। सबको मालूम है कि दिवाली में सभी लोगों के पास अपनी वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, अपनी उपज को बेच पाते हैं किसान, उनके पास पैसे होते हैं, जो गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉइज हैं उनको इंक्रीमेंट्स मिलते हैं। इस वजह से दिवाली के आसपास आप देखेंगे कि सभी कंपनीज जो है ऑफर्स के साथ आती हैं। इवन इफ यू डिस्कस अबाउट मे एंड जून, एट दैट टाइम if you are able to understand the agriculture ka pattern, you can make better strategies for rural markets. Next, the rural people are more concerned, they love environment, and so the product should be environment friendly. So मैंने 5-6 points यहाँ पे कहा friends कि strategies, when we are making the rural market strategies, we must consider, we must take into account that there still exists joint family system. The rural people are more traditional and religious, they make consensus decisions, they are self-reliant, and the agriculture is the main source of income, and they love environment, so your product should be environment friendly as far as the rural marketing is concerned. अब इंडिया में अगर हम बात करते हैं, why rural? Because my area of research, my thesis is on rural credit. I have done my thesis in rural credit. As far as all India survey on rural credit is concerned, which was done in the 1954, they found that out of the 100 out of total credit, only 9% credit inflows to the rural areas. इसके लिए गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया, from 1947 since our independence to 1969, the government have tried to strengthen the nationalized bank like SBI and all that, and also they have pushed the cooperative movement, but they failed. And when they failed in 1969 and 1980, the nationalization of banks took place. Or 1969 and 1980, after that in 1991, the government has initiated the privatization of bank. They have invited the private players into the banking, and now we are witnessing that the government is going to retain only 4 banks, and almost all the banks will be sold to the private sector, or they will be privatized. So because still the rural strata has not been addressed. आज की डेट में भी जो रूरल पॉपुलेशन है उसको एड्रेस नहीं किया गया, रूरल मार्केट्स में जिस तरीके का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर होना चाहिए। बट आई वुड लाइक टू गिव क्रेडिट टू द प्रीवियस गवर्नमेंट्स and present government also, that they are working on the social infrastructure, that is bijli, sadak and pani. When I joined Motihari in 2016, the condition of the electricity was not so okay, but today we are getting electricity almost for 24 hours. The road condition is okay. So this is creating an opportunity for the corporate houses also. So there are other opportunities, that social indicators are improving. Number 2, the markets are growing. The media, you may see that there are more than 400 channels now, and media is available in almost every language. Even in Bhojpuri, where we are in Bihar, there is Mahua channel. if you want to advertise your product in Bhojpuri language, also we have media houses to promote the product. It was not there before 1991. So this is a major, you can say change in the rural market. And IT penetration is increasing, because as far as the smartphone is concerned, it is not only concentrated to the urban areas, but also to the rural areas also. So main problem of the rural marketing is that the rural markets are still underdeveloped, and lack of power and physical facilities and communication facilities are there. Inadequate media coverage for the rural communication is there, and many languages and dialects. Friends, रूरल एरिया में अगर हम जैसा बोलते हैं कि 5 किलोमीटर पे बोली भी बदल जाती है, उसके बाद पानी का टेस्ट भी बदल जाता है, तो जो रूरल एरिया है वहां पे लैंग्वेजेस और डायलेक्ट्स, जिसको हम बोली कहते हैं, वो अलग अलग है। और जो स्ट्रेटेजीज हम बनाना चाहते हैं रूरल जो यहाँ पे मैनेजर्स हैं जो उस एरिया में काम करने के लिए, इसको ध्यान में रखकर ही उसको बनाना चाहिए। और नेचुरल क्लाइमेटीज जैसे देखते हैं, जैसे अगर हम बिहार की बात करें, मैं नॉर्थ बिहार में हूँ, कुछ लोग यहाँ साउथ बिहार में भी हैं। नॉर्थ बिहार में फ्लड है, साउथ बिहार में ड्राउट है। तो एक बिहार एज ए स्टेट एक कॉमन नहीं है, होमोजीनियस इन नेचर नहीं है, यहाँ पे अलग अलग प्रॉब्लम्स हैं। तो हम जब रूरल मार्केट की बात करेंगे तो वी हैव टू बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक, we have to take all these things into consideration. There are three biggest challenges of rural marketing that can be defined as 3 Ds. Number 1 is distance, number 2 is dispersion, and number third is diversity, which I have been discussing in previous statements, that the rural markets are at distant places. Number 2, they are dispersed and they are diverse. So these are the 3 Ds challenges of rural marketing. There are availability of duplicate and cheap brands in the rural market, rural areas, and there is which I have already discussed, that there is inadequate media and all this. If we have to discuss about the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, so I think that if World Bank report, just I will like to close my lecture, that World Bank report, which has been published in June 2020 during pandemic, they have predicted that the advanced economies like USA will grow by -6.1%, emerging economies by -5.2%, earlier in India also, but the China will grow by +1.1%. Only China, all the emerging economies and advanced economies, growth rate will be in minus. There will be decrease in the pollution by -20%. This is a big achievement of Corona, that pollution is going to be decreased by -20%. But there was a Great Depression during 1921 to 1930, and almost 80% economies worldwide was affected. But now during Corona, 90% of the economies will be in recession, which we are observing, and it may be the biggest recession in the last 150 years. And after 1870, this may be the 14th time recession. And Fitch Standards and Poor's and Goldman Sachs, they have also predicted that Indian economic growth rate may be less than maybe in -5%. And World Bank has advised all the nations to focus on global health, economic energy, poverty, and unemployment. This should be the focus area of all the economies worldwide, those countries which are the part of the World Bank. So I am seeing an opportunity in the rural areas, even though the manufacturing sector, service sector, they are not performing well during Corona. Agriculture sector has performed tremendous. Its performance was tremendous. Even in reverse migration situation also, it has given employment and shelter to many migrants also. So the focus of the government should now be the rural areas. As the rural markets will develop, the India can become Atmanirbhar. Those laborers who have gone to villages, if they get opportunity there, they get the entrepreneurial opportunities, they can survive there, and now it is high time for the government, for the policymakers to concentrate on the rural economy so that the rural markets can be developed. And all the schemes which I have to discuss here have been discussed by Professor Rakesh Yadav, that what are the steps the government is taking. And in the terms of the health, you might be seeing that Pradhan Mantri has introduced many health schemes, Ayushman Bharat Yojana. They have introduced the no frill account Jan Dhan Yojana. So as far as the social, economic and political front is concerned, in all these three areas the reforms are going on, and I am very positive that even though after corona these rural markets can give big employment to our management graduates, they can create a good you can say there is potential in the rural markets to make India number one in the world. And I am thankful to the organizers. I am thankful to the convener and coordinator of the webinar for giving me an opportunity to discuss some points here, because almost all the points have been discussed by my previous speakers. So I have tried to give some direction in some another way. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you very much, Pavnesh ji. Thank you very much, Dr. Pavnesh Kumar ji, and for your very nice address. Then you have covered very well so far as the different parameters of the rural marketing is concerned. And you have discussed the various opportunities and the various prospects of the rural marketing. And also you have pointed out what are the factors that can streamline the rural marketing in a big way and which can lead towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-confident India or self-reliable India. Very rightly you have told that the road, electricity and water are the three key components and three factors for the growth of the rural marketing, that is sadak, bijli and pani, which are very much essential commodities and essential to infrastructure required in this direction. You have rightly told that is due to the enhancement and increment of the ICT products, and which will be booming the rural marketing in future. The India is a country which is going having the 1.25 billions of the mobile connectivity in comparison to the 1.35 billions of the population. That is, our mobile density is now more than 93% plus. And as well as so far the internet users and connectivity is concerned, it is touching around 80 crores, and the smartphone connectivity is touching to 70 crore plus. That why these points are very important, just you have hinted, but I am explaining, because the thing is that the rural products and the rural produces and are also required to be highlighted, as Honorable Prime Minister told, that the local, everybody should be vocal for the local and make it global. And in that direction, definitely the tools and techniques available through the information and communication technology, that the rural marketing or the rural commerce will be converted or transformed into the form of not only to the e-commerce and e-business, but move to the m-commerce also, mobile commerce. But mobile devices are going to be the main instrument for the future days marketing, and that to not to include the domain of the rural markets. So these are very of the important points that you have hinted and discussed, because the thing is that the thing are moving in a very faster manner, and so far as the national economy is concerned, definitely the rural marketing is going to provide a very lion's share toward the national economy and the GDP of the country like India. With these words, and once again, I must have to express our thankfulness on behalf of this Indian Institute of Business Management and on behalf of Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute and on behalf of all staff members for your gracious presence and for your valuable address as one of the most prominent invited speaker on this occasion. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pavnesh sir. So it's our privilege to hear such words from you, sir. And now we will move forward, and it's a time for our another invited address. And I like to welcome Professor Dr. Bhagwan Singh. Professor Dr. Bhagwan Singh is the Professor of Management, Dean of the School of Management Sciences, Head, Department of Business Administration, and former Finance Officer, Central University of Jharkhand, Ranchi. Professor Singh has 20 plus years of experience in teaching, include administration experience also, and as he was the founder dean, School of Commerce and Management Studies, Central University of Himachal Pradesh, and was also the head of the department HOD, Department of Marketing and Supply Chain Management, SBMS CUHP for 2 terms. He has also the member of executive and academic councils of CUHP and was also elected member of University Court CUHP. He was coordinator of MOOC Mock Prayogtha of CUHP and was ex-official chairman of School of Board of SCMS and ex-official member for the department centers with the SCMS. So with all these words, I'd like to welcome our invited speaker, Professor Bhagwan Singh sir, for his address.
Thank you very much, Rohit. One I have to tell that what Rohit has told regarding Bhagwan, many people may not have understand CUHP and all these things. CUHP matlab he had been the founder, head of the supply chain management and e-commerce department of Central University of Himachal Pradesh, and he acted as the member of the board of studies, as well as he had been after that came to the Central University of Jharkhand, and in Central University of Jharkhand he acted as the professor as well as in charge of the finance department. He discharged the duty as the finance officer also, ex-finance officer. At present he is the professor and head department of business administration of Central University of Jharkhand. Apart from that, he is the dean of School of Management Studies of the Central University of Jharkhand. And Dr. Bhagwan Singh is very well connected with us in many of the capacities with this group of institutions, Indian Institute of Business and Management and Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute. And personally to me, I always treat him as one of my academic son, and I always wish for his best and flourishing him like anything. May God bless him to touch the sky in the near future to come in this profession. Thank you. Thank you, Bhagwan. Come.
Yeah, Bhagwan Singh sir, please unmute yourself, sir. Yeah, please. Your voice is not audible, sir. No, sir, your voice is not audible. I think your headphone is not working. Uh, no, sir, it is not working yet. Sir, please remove the headphone and we will continue. No, sir, the voice is not coming, sir. Sir, kindly remove the headphone and continue with the mobile sound, sir. Link. Bhagwan Singh, sir, your voice is not audible, sir. Sir, please rejoin it again, sir. Sir, please, can you rejoin, sir? Naik, sir, I think Bhagwan Singh sir's voice was not coming.
Just let me connect with him.
Yes, sir.
हाँ भगवान, तुम्हारा नहीं आ रहा आवाज क्यों? तुम मोबाइल में कनेक्टेड कि लैपटॉप में? हाँ, रिकनेक्ट करो। रोहित,
Yes, sir.
वो रिकनेक्ट हो रहा है।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will wait for that, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Bhagwan Singh, sir, please unmute, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, you are audible now, sir.
Thank you. Sorry for this technical issue, and really, it was thanks to Professor Nayak sir. He is my Guruji, who has given this opportunity to be here in this August gathering of the webinars, and really, I am thankful to him. Professor Nayak, no doubt, he is above all the ornamentals. He was past president of CSI. He is former director of IIM Patna, and n numbers of achievements to his. And the biggest achievement is that he is my guru. He is my best ever I have seen. Always promoting and always blessing his hand, and always kept his hand with us when we were really beginning our career. And really thanks, and Guruji aapko sadar pranam.
Thank you very much, Bhagwan. Thank you. God bless you to achieve the scale of excellence in your life.
And next is Professor Shailendra sir. I am really privileged to share this dais and this gathering with him. He is also my philosopher and guide, and he has always been with us and always supported. He is one of the gem I have ever met. And next, today I got the opportunity to meet Professor Sanjay sir, BC Symbiosis Indore. He is so ground to earth person. Today I knew, as he said that he is the person from the village background, and he is the son of a farmer. Let me tell you, I am also the son of the farmer only. Sir, if you could hear that, yes, my first driving started from the tractor. The first four-wheeler I drove was the tractor only. So we all, even I know my those two friends, the Professor Rakesh and Professor Pavnesh, both these friends are from village background. So all of us are really belonging to this rural background, and this webinar is really justifying that we could say much better. And above all, Professor Rohit Kumar is the emerging personality in IIBM Patna, and Dr. Ajay, IIBM Patna, and Professor Rajesh Ranjan from IIBM Patna. They all are there present here. Really, sir, Nayak sir, it's your worth and your blessings and your effort that all these things are coordinated. You have done so many of webinars that you are going for Guinness Book of World Record. I can really pray for it.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
I
Thank
mean
you, Bhagwan. It
so
should be also noted, I am also son of the farmer.
Yeah, and obviously, sir, you all are son of the farmers only. And today, as I should not quote on this official platform, that farmers are sitting on the roadside and government are just matlab, talking and talking, but the solution is not coming. We have to really see that this rural market, we are talking so many every platforms, but what is the real picture? Let me share a few decades, because we are entering in a new decade now. It's not only happy new year of a year, but it is happy new year of the whole decade also. Now we will be dealing, as we have done census 2011, we will be dealing in the census 2021 also. So in 21 to 2020-30, what we are going to do, that is the decade area. So it was a very sad to say that our farmers did suicide. None of the industrialists, very few industrialists came under the suicide category. But when talked about farmers, many government came. Many government said everything, but the suicide doesn't end. Why? Because we, the marketers, we are talking about the untapped market of 6 6,50,000 villages. Yes, as Professor Sanjay sir rightly quoted, that today 6 lakhs villages, 72% India lies in the village. APJ Kalam he quoted, Mahatma Gandhi he quoted that, he said that आत्मा बसती है, अगर भारत की आत्मा कहीं बसती है तो ग्रामीणों में बसती है. Yes, the untapped market is really untapped, but that doesn't mean it could be tapped like we are tapping today. You don't go to purchase the lands, and you don't even say that the land of the farmers you are just taking like that. Where you will grow? Let me tell you a real fact. This 2020, I sold my rice, धान जिसको बोलते हैं, 1100 quintal, 1100 रुपए quintal. After 6 months of working, 1 quintal rice only 1100. Many of the participants sitting over here must have eaten pizza of those amount what I'm talking, not just one but twice, thrice in a month. And after 6 months, one farmer is getting just 1100 of selling 1 quintal of dhan. This is the real picture I'm talking. And we will talk and talk and talk, but the real picture will not end unless we really think of the 6,50,000 villages. 850 million consumers are waiting. About 70% of population is there. India's per capita GDP has grown at a compound annual growth rate, but between 2009 to 10 and 2015 to 16. But today GDP is flawless. We are not talking GDP. Why? Because we are not forced to talk, or we don't want to talk. Many things are there. I'm not talking about government policy. No, not at all. I'm talking what we are doing. We bargain with the vegetable sellers on the roadside, but we never bargain on the shoes which are given in the showrooms, whether it is Bata, whether it is Reebok, whether it is anywhere. If they are charging 1999 rupees, we pay very happily. And as soon as we go to the next person who is selling at the vegetable sector on the footpath, we ask tomato, what is the rate? He said 45 rupees kilo. We say 40 rupees kilo I will pay. If you want to give, otherwise don't give. And that poor person gives at 40 rupees per kg. This is where we are lacking the rural farm. This is what the rural market is all about. Whether you like or don't like, this is the rural India of consumer business. Huge pockets of opportunity are there. And this is not I am saying, this is Kenneth Anarud, market expert. Ajay Chabra, you must quote the things. He told that rural digital media startup banks on feminist business model has to be more worked. Now about feminism in rural India, rural market, many sellers. I am from Jharkhand. I see the vendors which come are mostly the ladies selling the vegetables, selling the fishes, selling the chicken, selling everything. They sit in the footpath in the Ranchi city, capital city, and they sell it. And again, the same position is there. They want the value of their product, but they dare to say that their feedings of the value, all the transportation cost, does it meet it? Answer is no. Sometimes they throw the products like that because they will perish. They will perish if they will not sell this. So these are the things which we have to talk about digital India. Now let's come to the digital India. Aata mehenga, data free. This is the real virtue of the digital India. ITC is selling 6,010 kilo Ashirwad atta at the rate of 640 or 720 whatsoever. Even 640. Let me tell you 600 per 10 kg, 60 rupees per kilogram. Atta we are eating, and data it is almost 2 months. In 600 you can get 2 months data package free. This is digital India. And what the farmer is selling? Farmer is selling 10 rupees per kg the grains, गेहूं. 10 रुपए किलो का गेहूं 60 रुपए किलो आटा बन के बिक रहा है. And we are happy. Why we are happy? Because we are getting the atta by Ashirwad or by Patanjali anyway. Still we are talking that we should grow the farmers. How they will grow? Anybody? Any has the picture? Giving the data, yeah. Now the rural market is not 10 years back. Everywhere you go, every child has mobile in his hand, whether it is keypad or whether it is not keypad, whether it is a smartphone, whether it is not a smartphone. They are well versed with the smart system of the phones. They share WhatsApp, they share video chats, they share what they share. Don't talk about that, but they share it. They know how they have to book the tickets on IRCTC. Now the digital literacy is there. Financial literacy may not be there. Product literacy may not be there, but digital literacy is present in the rural market. So this untapped in digital era, we cannot say. E-Chopals. I know everybody ITC has developed the E-Chopals. Now let me share about the E-Chopals, very facts and figures. You will be really astonished to so that Sunfeast, Dark Fantasy, Ashirwad, Chapati, Atta, ghee, salt, spices, ready to eat meals, instant mix, all are available in ETC Chopals. And they have opened for the Grameen people. Many ETC Chopal, they are doing contract farming and corporate farming too. They are telling the farmers, grow this and we will purchase from you. And this is the, you can say, a plan designed format which government wanted to convert in the biggest all pan India. But the flaw is there. They are doing contract farming with the help of the farmers. What they are deciding, this ITC brand has successfully done the business. ITC has diversified presence in branded packaged foods, personal care, education and stationery, agarbattis and safety matches, lifestyle retailing, cigarettes and cigars, hotels and paperboard, especially in paper packaging and agri-business and IT. Now, agri-business and IT, they have approached in a blended form. This is the model which has been appraised by all government sector and even the farmers. So what I am trying to say here is that Kisan is Kisan today also. They are struggling for the produce they are producing. The middleman is taking the whole cake. And if we are talking about the digitalization of the rural market, yes, everything is digitalized. When we are talking on the platforms of the online education system, online digital, online product, online sale, yes, they know how to purchase from Amazon. I know the elder people must not be knowing that. I have been in the villages. Now Jan Sunwai, they complain directly on Jan Sunwai. Whether SDM is listening, Tasildar is listening, Naib Tasildar is listening or not, doesn't care. They blindly put in Hindi that sir हमारे यहाँ तालाब था, कुछ कतिपय लोगों ने उसको घेर लिया है, इस पे सुनवाई करें. And that is CM portal handled by Yogi sir, the Honorable Chief Minister of this. And this is state-wise, whether it is UP, whether it is Jharkhand, whether it is Himachal, this Jan Sunwai, they blindly use it. It's a different issue that the result is not coming or will come in later. But the usage of Digital India in rural market is there. Booking tickets, they know how to do it. Booking, complaining on the CM portal, they know how to do it. Reading and surfing the news, they know how to do it. Changing the languages, they know how to do it. As my friend Pamnesh said, that Bhojpuri media channels is coming. Yes, not only channels, they love to listen Bhojpuri Birha on the mobiles. They used to listen Bhojpuri music on the mobiles. When you go in the outskirts of Bihar, Jharkhand and this, what you see, the mobiles are ringing the Nirahua, mobiles are ringing Manoj Tiwari, mobiles are ringing the Birhas. So their local language is there. And when I was in Himachal, they were playing the local Punjabi songs or Pahadi songs. So this is how the digital India has grown. But what about the position of the farmers? Is still the same thing. They are pulling their cart, their tractors to the trolley, to the government organization, to FCI, and standing in the queue to sell in the minimum MSP given by the government, and that money is coming after 20 days, 30 days, after giving some nook and corners, and then they get the release of that money, and still the cost of production is not gotten to the break even what they have invested through the diesels, through the tractor purchase of EMI of the tractors. And what, in a nutshell, they are struggling because they want to have the food. They don't want to purchase the food. That's why they are growing in the fields, so that कुछ तो मिल जाए खाने को हमारे लिए, साल भर के लिए गेहूं और चावल रहे. This is the exact position of the farmers today. So this is, and let me tell, I'll not talk at all statistics. Everybody is well versed on the Google. You go and search the statistics, and it is the truth fact. Today, we have to plan accordingly what the break even of the farmer is coming. Nobody is talking about the break even. Even if a company produces, even they produce a stand, they produce any service, they manufacture anything, they first, in any MBA graduate, any MBA personnel will talk break even kya hai tumhara, what is the break even point. But when it comes to farmer, forget about the break even. And when you're not talking break even, then how the farmer will sustain the life? So when it comes to that extent, then rural marketing is flawed. Whether you talk affordability, whether you talk untapped market, whatever terms you want to talk, you talk. You, as Shailendra sir said, he rightly quoted that Atma basti hai agar gaon mein, so what about the things today? Atmanirbhar Bharat. Yes, I have also read many literatures on that. What about Atmanirbhar we are? Were we not Atmanirbhar before? Yes, we were. But where we are missing it, we are not selling the farmers produce at it should be. And models are existing. I quoted ITC, sustainability. Their sustainability transforming lives and landscapes in India. Amul is the best example. Patanjali, Baba Ramdev is given the farmers those strength, purchasing their amlas, purchasing their herbs, purchasing aloe vera, purchasing their cow milk to make the makhan and Patanjali ghee. Patanjali is the best example to empower the rural farmers. Whatever you want to say, Baba yoga करता है, Baba ये करता है, Baba वो करता है, but Baba ने एक काम बहुत बढ़िया किया है कि हरिद्वार के किसानों को, उत्तर प्रदेश के किसानों को उसने empower करके रख दिया है. उन्हें, he told, don't grow this only, grow also amla, grow also aloe vera, grow also spices, and I'll purchase from you. So these are the person who are working for the farmers. And on a large scale, when we come, then Atmanirbhar Bharat will grow, no doubt. But where is the lacuna? So lacuna is that nobody is communicating the break even of the farmers on each and every product. हम मटर उगाते हैं, what is the cost? Cost of production plus profit. Nobody talks. हम शिमला मिर्च उगा रहे हैं, what is the cost of production? We are producing tomatoes, we are producing grapes, we are producing apples. What is the break even? Whether it is fruit, whether it is crop, whether it is vegetable, whether it is you go in a non-veg, whether it is fishery. The large scale does not mean that you cut the cost even. And apart from all in our country, we know how the work goes of a farmer. Morning 4 o'clock, not 7. In urban area, we get up at 7. If we are not going in gym, if we are not going to walk, that too only 10% or 20% I can quote in a pre-assumption mode. We get what timing? Earliest 6 o'clock. I'm not talking the persons who are really old. I'm talking the young generation, 7 o'clock morning. But farmer is still there, the young breed gets on timely 4 o'clock. And they sleep at the midnight, 10, 11. Why? They have to go to see the fields, that whether the cattle are not roaming there, they are not eating their foods. And again, the system of water irrigation, again, it is still the burden on the farmers, still dated. पानी नहीं मिलता है सिंचाई के लिए, और जो मिलता है रात के 12 बजे तक वो पानी भराते हैं खेत में जाके, they put the water should stop in their fields. So irrigation policy, we are talking about Jal Jeevan Yojana, as my best friend Professor Rakesh said. All yojanas are there. Grameen Yojana is there, Jal Jeevan Yojana is there, but when coming to the ground reality, these yojanas are nowhere. Why? This we have to talk again. So ultimately, if we talk about the business brands, media centers, investor relationship, these are the terms which have to be looked in a deepest mode. I'm not talking fancy fire or fantasy, no. Professor Rakesh Yadav, Professor Shailendra sir, Professor Sanjay sir, Professor Kamlesh, they all have explained everything. Now I'm talking reality. So at least what could we do? At least we could stop bargaining from the vegetable sellers. At least we should try to give the produce to the farmers. I'm not saying don't eat Ashirwad atta, no. But you can purchase gehu from the farmers, make it to go to the atta chakkis and get it. You are paying 60 rupees per kg, and to avoid the certain effort, you are not purchasing directly from the farmer 10 rupees, 15 rupees per kilogram. Because you will go purchase, wash them, eat them, go to atta chakki and bring them. Who will want to do that effort? If we are not ready to do this much effort, the farmer who are flying the fields for 6 months, can you come out this effort? We are not purchasing directly for farmers, and here they are at the distress. Until purchases will be direct from farming, we are ready to eat safal, the matar, but we are not ready to go in the vegetable seller and buy the matar, peel them off and eat it. That is fresh also, fresh for everything. So the habit has to be changed. The sooner we will change this habit, the rural market itself will be empowered. Today, Coke is sold. So don't talk about the reachability of the product. You name the product and product is available. Though the quality will not be that, no doubt. If you want a pen, pen will be there. No doubt their Parker pen will not be available. Pierre Cardin pen may not be available in the village, but pen will be available. Whether it is Rotomac, Genet, anything. So brands are higher brand, elite brand may not be there, but brand will be there. You want to purchase the shoe? No doubt. Reebok will be not be there. Skechers will not be there, but Bata will be available. Lakhani will be available. So don't talk about the availability, the reach, the affordability. They are purchasing bikes, as sir said, Honda. TVS is not sold because TVS is not demanded. They are, you see one bike on Honda, how they travel. They travel 2 bags back side, 3 bags front side, and 1 person handling the bead. Pura गट्ठर सर पे लाद के लेके बाइक से जा रहा है. Sometimes we used to click the pictures, and I can show you those pictures. That Honda वाले देखें तो इसको brand ambassador बना दें. That is our bike traveling. So thing is that the sustainability of the product is there, durability of the product is there, reach of the product is there in the rural market itself. Untapped is what? What is untapped? Everybody is talking about 72. We have got potential of markets, but untapped is nothing today in the digital India. Everything is controlled. Thing is, what is untapped? The sale. Pierre Cardin wants to sell in there. Walmart wants to sell there. MACD wants to sell in villages because the saturation, urban market is saturated. Now, how do when they will purchase? Why? When they will have the affordability to purchase. So MACD, Walmart, Pierre Cardin, Skechers, they want to sell in the village. And this is they are calling untapped. And do the farmers want that? Answer is no. They want their break even first. उन्हें डेटा दो ना दो, खाने को तो दो. And खाना कहां से आएगा? When we will purchase the rice from them, we will purchase directly wheat from them. will purchase directly potato from them. Previous year potato sale, 2 rupees per kilo. They throw it because there are no godowns to store it. FCI में गेहूं सड़ जाते हैं. All the way you go to the Jharkhand belt, the FCI, they have not even teen shades. When I used to go to Himachal, the outer skirts, again, the FCI has not even teen shades. So we are not talking to save the food grains. We are not talking to हर 5 किलोमीटर पे एक गोडाउन होना चाहिए, एक कोल्ड स्टोरेज होना चाहिए, जो फार्मर्स कोऑपरेटिव से रन करना चाहिए, नॉट टू द कॉर्पोरेट हाउसेस. नो, corporate houses has CSR activities. They are not investing in that. They are investing in roads and again taking the toll taxes. Now the farmer is entering on the roads and he has to pay 150 because his tractor wants to go to the toll roads. So where this farmer will get 150? So these are the challenges, real hardcore challenges. And nobody is talking. Nobody is talking because if we will talk, we have to face it. So if we really want to enhance our rural market, first we have to strengthen the farmers. In our mindset, we have to say that no, help farmers. There was a slogan in the news channels I was seeing when the farmer protest was going on, no farmers, no food. Yes, it is the truth. No farmers, no food. You will make the buildings, but you are not going to sustain on the capsules. Energy capsules will give you energy. Pain capsules will give pain, but nobody will give the taste of foods. So strengthening farmer means strengthening your rural market. किसान के पास पैसा होगा तो पियर गार्डन भी खरीदेगा. अभी तो उसे खाद खरीदने का पैसा नहीं मिल रहा है. ITC has done it. Patanjali has done it. These type of corporate sectors must come forward to strengthen the villages. And let me tell you, SDM, DMs, they are working on it. Day and night they are working on it. Don't say that administration is not supporting. They are 100% supportive today. I'm not talking 10 years back. I'm talking today. They want that, yes, the farmer should get a strength. And where we will get food if they will not get the strength? And this is what the rural market is about. Rural market is untapped, no doubt. But how to capture it? And for whom we want to capture it? And what we want to capture it? So this is the challenge of ours today. And opportunities, 6 lakhs villages are looking at us, at which rural population who want to pay. We are ready to pay in McD's, we are ready to pay in Pizza Huts, but we are not ready to pay to farmers. We are not ready to pay the vegetable sellers or the person who are sitting on the footpaths. We are not ready to go, चलो एक पिकनिक ही मनाए, किसी गांव में चले जाएं अपने बच्चों को लेके. We want to go to Switzerland, but we never want to go to our native land from where we are born and brought up. The day we will start going to our native lands, to roots, abhi one of the speakers said, quote of a person. So village is the root. जिस दिन आप ये समझ जाएंगे कि हमें गांव जाना जरूरी है, हमारे गांव के लोगों की तकलीफें समझना जरूरी है, वहां जाके 2 दिन 2 रात बिताना जरूरी है. होटल्स में मत बिताइए, महिंद्रा रिजॉर्ट 2 दिन मत जाइए, आप गांव जाइए. इतने इमोशनल लोग हैं, दे विल वेलकम यू लाइक एनीथिंग. नेता लोग तो फोटो खिंचा के चले आएंगे खटिया पे बैठ करके, उसके बाद कोई झांकने नहीं जाता. This is the true picture. So the day we will understand this, the farmer and rural market will grow at a boost. When they will get money. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, interruption of technical. So please go to villages, learn from them that what really they want. They have got the LED TVs today. They have got free channels, medias today. Dish TV laga ke, they are seeing it. They are very well connected to the world. But only what they are not having is the support system of money. And that will only come when we, the urban people, will give them support system. Instead of going weekend in a good malls or shopping in the good malls or going to the pubs in the weekend, go in the weekend to villages. 4 weekends आते हैं, एक weekend वहां जाके celebrate करिए. आप weekends पे जाके पिज्जा खाते हैं 2000-3000 का, you can afford it. If you can afford it, afford in a village. Go there, purchase bulk of vegetables, bring them to your house fresh, store them in the refrigerators and eat for a 1 week. The day we will start practicing this, the rural market will boom at any cost. So these are my words with the blessings of Professor Nayak sir, Shailendra sir and all. And I'm sorry if I have got the feelings anybody hurted for that. But this is the true picture. And being a son of a farmer, I feel that yes, we are not working on that. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bhagwan Singh sir. You just make us so sting that we can't. आपसे आपके वर्ड से हम लोग दूर नहीं जा पा रहे थे कि इतना ज्ञान, इतना इमोशनल टच आपने अपने सर प्रेजेंटेशन को दिया. एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट सर. And it was a very deliberate presentation by you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So now we will towards the last session of our today's virtual conference, and it's a time of vote of thanks. And for that, I like to welcome Professor Ganesh Pandey sir. He is the Deputy Director of Indian Institute of Business Management. I think the one word I want to say about him, that he is the pillar of Indian Institute of Business Management, a person who holds, who manages everything in this institute. So I would like to welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you. Honorable Chief Guest of the National Webinar, my Guru, my mentor, Professor A.K. Nayak, immediate past President, Computer Society of India, National Chairman, Academic and Award Committee, and Advisor, IIBM and JDHI Group of Institution, staff and faculty member of IIBM and JDHI, and dear participant of one-day national webinar, Professor Shailendra Singh, Director, Indian Institute of Management, IIM Ranchi, Jharkhand, Professor Sanjay Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Symbiosis University of Applied Science, Indore, Professor Rakesh Kumar Yadav, Professor and Head, Department of Management, IFTM University, Muradabad, Uttar Pradesh, Professor Pavanesh Kumar, Dean, School of Commerce and Management, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Professor Bhagwan Singh, Professor and Head, Department of Business Administration and Dean, School of Management Sciences, Central University of Jharkhand, Ranchi. It is my privilege to express my sincere gratitude and present my vote of thanks for Honorable Chairman of the function, Professor A.K. Nayak, who has been instrumental for conducting near about 500 number of webinars under the banner of CSI at different locations of the country. Sir, your lecture is well organized and presented, which help people to accept the new knowledge quickly. Sir, you really helped in understanding the new topic as well as being nice and friendly to all the students. On behalf of the IIBM and JDHI group of institutions, student community, we express our sincere gratitude and thanks for delivering the opening address on the occasion. I also equally thankful to Dr. Shailendra Singh, Director, Indian Institute of Management, Ranchi, for delivering the inaugural address. Professor Sanjay Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Symbiosis University of Applied Science, Indore, for delivering presidential address. In the same time, I express my sincere thanks to Professor Pavnesh Kumar, Dean, School of Commerce and Management, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Bihar, Professor Bhagwan Singh, Professor and Head, Department of Business Administration and Dean, School of Management Science, Central University, Jharkhand, Ranchi, for their gracious presence and addressing with their valuable words in the webinar. Thank you, Bhagwan sir. आपका जो रेलिवेंट एग्जाम्पल था, ये करीब सभी लोग इसको लाइक किए और रियल एग्जाम्पल जो विलेज के लिए होना चाहिए, सभी लोगों को आपने जो बताया कि एक बार गांव जरूर विजिट करना चाहिए, एक सप्ताह गांव में जरूर रहना चाहिए। क्या है, शहरी वातावरण में लोग रहते हैं, अगर वही एक सप्ताह के लिए भी अगर गांव के अंदर जाते हैं तो एक अलग इन्वायरमेंट उनको मिलता है। गांव के लोगों को भी अच्छा लगेगा कि हमारे गांव के जो लोग हैं वो आ रहे हैं, शहर में रहते हुए भी गांव में आ रहे हैं, और गांव में क्या क्या दिक्कतें किसान के साथ हो रही हैं, रूरल एरिया में क्या क्या जरूरतें हैं, आपकी नजर अगर आपको जाएगी तो आप जरूर हेल्प करने का कोशिश करेंगे कि हमारा विलेज कैसे आगे बढ़े। तो ये मैं भी सभी लोगों से आग्रह करूंगा कि गांव जरूर एक सप्ताह के लिए जाएं और गांव के स्थिति को देखें, और कैसे आपका गांव, अपना गांव को भी अगर आप डेवलप कराते हैं, अपने गांव के किसान को भी अगर आप मदद करते हैं, तो एक बहुत बड़ा बिहार के डेवलपमेंट में, इंडिया के डेवलपमेंट में आप सदिक होंगे। नायक सर को स्पेशल थैंक्स हम देना चाहेंगे। आप लोग सभी लोग तो जानते ही हैं नायक सर को, उनको कहा जाता है फादर ऑफ द कंप्यूटर एजुकेशन इन बिहार, अनडिवाइडेड बिहार। आज का नहीं, जिस समय बिहार और झारखंड एक साथ था, कंप्यूटर एजुकेशन अगर बिहार में आया, कंप्यूटर एजुकेशन अगर बिहार के लोग, बिहार के स्टूडेंट कंप्यूटर एजुकेशन के अंदर आए, तो उसमें सबसे ऊपर नाम जाता है प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर AK नायक सर का। और क्या है, सरस्वती का देन है कि भगवान ऐसा उनको ब्रेन दिए हैं कि क्या टॉपिक स्टूडेंट को चाहिए, पब्लिक को चाहिए, रेलिवेंट टॉपिक सभी लाते हैं, और ये वेबिनार सेमिनार के जरिए लोग इसका फायदा उठाते हैं। इतना दिन लॉकडाउन रहा, ये लॉकडाउन में लगातार ये वेबिनार करते रहे और लोग को उसमें इंगेज रहे, अपना नॉलेज स्टूडेंट बढ़ाते रहे, और एक से एक टॉपिक के ऊपर वेबिनार हुआ। CSI के बैनर तले हो, IIM के बैनर तले हो, या कोई दूसरे इंस्टीट्यूशन के बैनर तले हो, इंडिया के हर शहर, कोई ऐसा शहर नहीं बचा जहां से ये वेबिनार ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं किए। तो हम तहे दिल से सर को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं। माय स्पेशल थैंक्स गोज टू प्रोफेसर राकेश कुमार यादव, प्रोफेसर एंड हेड डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट, IFTM यूनिवर्सिटी मुरादाबाद UP, for delivering the keynote address. I also express my sincere thanks to Professor Rohit Kumar for hosting the event. Last but not least, my sincere thanks goes to all participants of the webinar who made the event successful. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Ganesh, for giving a nice vote of thanks. So, just to summarize and just some announcement. So first, let me tell, I was by that time, by mistake, my connection got out of order. But what impressive lecture has been delivered by Dr. Bhagwan Singh, the professor head and dean of the Central University of Jharkhand. The real reality has been expressed by him. What is the real barriers and obstacles that is being felt and that is being found in the rural marketing. Really, if you want to enrich the rural marketing concept, and really if you want the rural people to come and contribute significantly for the growth of national growth and national development, and to make India self-reliant and self-confident, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So definitely the requirement to look after the peoples who are living in the rural, as it has been told by Mahatma Gandhi ji, it has been told by even Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the भारत का गांव में, भारत का आत्मा गांव में बसती है, 6,60,000 से ज्यादा गांव village, and village, the village constitute of maximum the farming community. And whenever he talked regarding the product that is being generated from the villages to be marketed in the proper platform, to be marketed with the proper rate and proper worth. It is not only the agricultural product limited to the agricultural product, but also we know the rural, the Indian rural talents who are being always engaged in making many of the handicrafts and many of the products like Madhubani art, like Bhagalpuri silk, like all these things. And for which the main important thing what he has told, because the price what they should get justifiably, that not being available to them, because the middleman somewhere is taking the lion's share. The thing is that the farmer is selling the wheat at the rate of only 11 rupees per kg and 1100 per one quintal. Imagine if you take a one plate of chicken from a 5-star hotel, that is costing 2,000 rupees. Even if you sell 2 quintals of the wheat, then you can purchase one plate of the chickens from a 5-star hotel. Correct. This is the condition what he told. That is the real picture and the real effect what is happening. But the thing is that for sounding that what the needed, the remedy he has also told, because the thing is that there is the time, the administrator, the thinker and the planner must have to think how this rural marketing base can be sound. If you could have the food processing industries at the rural sector, मान लीजिए कोई कृषक का जो प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, जो उत्पन्न हो रहा है, यदि हमारा फूड प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट होता है वही गांव में जहां की कृषक इन्वॉल्व रहते एंड फिनिश प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्ट हो जाता और वही से डिजिटल मीडिया, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग का थ्रू में वो डायरेक्ट मार्केटिंग होता, तो इमेजिन व्हाट ग्रेट बेनिफिट कुड बी अवेलेबल टू द विलेजर एंड टू द फार्मर. दैट इज द थिंग. बट द थिंग इज दैट 11 रुपीज का गेहूं खरीद के कोई ले लेता है, फिर फूड प्रोसेसिंग करके प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्री में वही विलेजर को 60 रुपीज में बेचता है. So that is why we need the infrastructural development if you want to have a very sound establishment of the rural marketing. One is we need to have more and more food processing industries in the village pertaining to the nature of products that is in a particular surrounding. Second, we should have the sufficient godowns, that is the warehouses for preserving the commodities. I have seen a lot of time we are getting from the news that a lot of the wheats have been destroyed, a lot of the paddies have been destroyed, all these things, because there is no storage unit. So by virtue of that, 2 रुपया का टमाटर बेच रहा है, 1 रुपया में ये बेच रहा है, संतरा सड़ जाता है, all these things happening. And that is the Kisan is being the worst sufferer, the farmer is being the worst sufferer. But if you have the local godowns, and if you have the sufficient number of the godowns and the warehouses at the district level, sub-division level, block level, so that kinds of things could not be happen. The farmer can get, the producer can get the right to store the same thing in the local warehouses, and when they will get the appropriate price, at that time they can send it to the market. That's the thing. That is why we need the infrastructural development if you want to see to make the India Atmanirbhar Bharat. That means India can be Atmanirbhar only when each and every citizen of the India will be self-confident and self-reliable. Sabhi Atmanirbhar ho gaye. Right. Sir. So in that respect, we need the enhancement and establishment of the physical infrastructure, and definitely since it is the era of the technology, side by side, we need the digital infrastructure. That is the requirement for the villages, in which direction the government is definitely working. The Digital India project is going in a very good team, because that is also required, because where the farmer and the villager can get the right opportunity to make and to present their products at the right place in the not only the national market but in the international market also, they can get the right money from that. So thank you very much, Bhagwan, for pointing the very real pictures that what could be there. And that is very good, and definitely the participant must have much benefited, got the real ground idea and what is to be done and what is not to be done. So that is the thing, how the rural marketing infrastructure can be enhanced and can be developed, and that is how the rural people can be empowered and the rural people can be self-confident and self-independent. That will be collectively, the complete country, the India will be a self-confident and self-relevant India. In the same time, thanking with Bhagwan Singh Ji, I also thank Mr. Jogesh Tiwari from Nasik, who is also present throughout the webinar. Jogesh Ji, thank you very much. And our next announcement for the next week at Saturday at 12 o'clock, 12 noon, we will be having the another international webinar, that is the human resources planning for the next decade. So viewing the detailed development and technological upgradation in the field of the industry, in the field of the business, in the field of the service sector and different sectors. So we have planned like this because the industry 4.0 is going to impact the industrial and business sector in a very big way. The big data concept, the cloud computing concept, business intelligence concept, these are the major ingredients which are going to affect our business and industry in the and service sector in the day to come in the next decade. Being all these points, the Indian Institute of Business Management along with Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute has organized another seminar in the next Saturday, that is the human resource planning for the next decade, which will be inaugurated by the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Kalyan University, Manas Kumar Sainal ji, and the keynote will be delivered by the Honorable Vice Chancellor Upender Dhar, of the Vice Chancellor of the Sri Vaishnavi University, Indore, who had been the Dean and Director of the Nirma Institute, Dean and Director of the Management of the Nirma Institute. And the other speakers will be there, the Assistant General Manager of Bank of HR, the Assistant General Manager of the Human Resource of the Bank of Baroda of New Delhi, and these will be the very luminary speakers and very focused speakers of the next webinar. Two Vice Chancellors will be addressing, one will be inaugurating, another will be delivering the keynote address. I do invite each and everybody who have been connected today with this webinar to kindly make convenient to attend the next week, because our motto to make the student community and the younger community and the young professionals, particularly the level of the assistant professor and associate professor, to make them updated with the latest happening and the latest areas. That is the motto, our motto. That is why we are organizing so many webinars in the length of 500 to 600. Until today, at least we feel ourselves satisfied, because we have provided to lakhs and lakhs of the student community and the young professional community, and made them updated with the latest happening in the field of information technology, communication sciences and management technology. And that is our great satisfaction. And we have provided that we are doing something significantly towards the contribution of the national development and serving the youth community as well as the younger community to a vision, and with free of cost. No cost is involved in any of our virtual conferences and seminar. And I think by this way, we can be able to connect more and more people in this domain, and we can also move forward to the great philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Ang nijo parveti swabhav lauteta sang udara cheta sang vasudeva kutumbakam. It is not only for the students of the IIM and Dr. Zakir Hussain Institute, and all these things are being organized for students and professors, professional communities and teaching communities of not only whole country but for the whole world also. Thank you very much for your patient hearing and making this webinar and virtual conference quite successful. Thank you, Rohit.
Thank you so much, sir. I just want to add one word, that I request all the dignitaries and guests, whatever who have joined in this webinar, in this conference, you can find all the information related to our next webinar on our Facebook page, that is IIM Management Club page. So please go on that page and you will find all the related information, registration link over there. So with all these words, I like to thank all the dignitaries, respected guests, all of you for joining today's session. And I pray God for a grand success of this virtual conference. And with all your permissions, I like to signing off today's meeting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations for the coming seminar.
Thank you, sir.
And best wishes.
Thank you, Bhagwan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jogesh ji. Thank you.
बहुत ही अच्छा टॉपिक था नए साल की शुरुआत भारत।
अरे thank you very much, sir.
भारत गांव में रहता है उसके लिए बहुत ही जरूरी है टॉपिक.
Kindly do join. Every week we are having some. Next to next week is financial planning for the growth of business and industry. Emerging demand of financial planning for the growth of business and industry.
जरूर
And in every webinar will be addressed by a couple of vice chancellor as well as the experts from the industry as well as academic.